Hey everyone, Skull902 here, and I'm once again taking another trip with my memory lane buddies. We may or may not have Cat Cooper here at some point. Uh, Lost Leader, I don't think, unfortunately, will be available, but for now, we do have Tails the Prower 71 and Lyrical Miracle 9608. Hello, you two.
Hello.
Hi.
And
Yay.
today our subject for memory lane buddies is going to be IRL events. So uh, like think special in-person whether it's a gathering of some kind, an event, like the title says, you know, concerts, sports, whatever you can think of. If it's in person, if it's special in some capacity,
Movies, concerts, theme parks, all kinds of stuff.
yeah, uh, then have at it. So, um,
Yay.
Miracle actually did mention theme parks in here. So, uh, you guys think that that would be a good place to maybe start?
Sure.
All right.
If
Uh,
you're good with that, yeah.
yeah, let's go do it. Uh, Now, Miracle, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know that
Go for it.
there's one amusement park in particular that you have told me much about, and
Yes, it's time to introduce everyone to the cult of Professor Bubbles. I mean, the theme park of Flamingo Land. The
yeah,
second thing, not the first thing, definitely.
yes, do please if
Oh, before I start that, Eddie says my dream concert is a John Frusciante. Sorry if I said that wrong. Concert, but he hasn't done one since 2009. Well,
uh
he's hoping, but yeah, so theme parks. I've actually been to a few, contrary to popular belief, like one of particular note that I've been to like the most out of any of them that I have the fondest memories with is a theme park called Flamingo Land, which sadly I have not seen the flamingos there in quite some years. But that's okay. It's actually a holiday resort, so it's not just a theme park. It is the park plus a zoo plus entertainment complex. So things like show performances, a swimming pool, arcades, things like that, and facilities to overnight at, such as like a campsite, um, like static caravans, little houses, things like that. And yeah, that place is like the stuff of my childhood because for a good few years it would be an annual tradition for the family to like go there for like summer holidays. So like that would be our like summer holiday plans. We wouldn't go every single year, but we would try to go every year. And this spanned from like I want to say about 2001 ish is when that started. Um, and we went every year or pretty much every year until about 2007. Um, because I would go with my family every year. My parents separated in 2006. This isn't a sad story. Don't worry. It all worked out. But yeah, my parents were like in the process of separation when we went in 2006. So that was the first time going without my dad. As I stayed living with my mum, as did my sister. Whereas my brothers were old enough to like just kind of live like on their own wherever, basically. Um, but I won't get into that. That's not really relevant to the topic. And funny enough, that year, in that summer of 2006, um, that was actually the first time I heard from who was then going to become my step family the next year. Because I first met them on phone call during that holiday. And I mean, my step siblings are like very close. We're all very close in age. Like my stepbrother he's only a month. He's not even like a full month older than me, so we're the same age. And my stepsister is like 2, nearly 3 years younger. So that was fun. It was certainly a different time. It was strange to get used to. That was like our first holiday as like a separated patchwork in the process family. But again, it all worked out. And then the last time I went with my family was the year after. It was 2007. My dad had remarried by then. I went to the park with my mum again, but we had like some of our relatives as well, my auntie and uncle and cousins. That was not the first time they had joined us on that holiday. Because sometimes they would join us on those holidays too. Not every year, but like kind of alternating years to like the best of my memory. And I believe this was a tradition, like I want to say before I was even born, they'd been visiting this place because my siblings and my cousins are older than me, or most of them are anyway. I mean, there's only the one cousin from that side that is younger than me, and only by a couple months. So this was like a family tradition for like as long as I can remember. Like this has been a thing where like my older family members have memories of that place either when I was a baby or before I was born, because they'll talk about memories with rides that weren't there anymore by the time I started going. Um, so even though it was just a few years for me, this was clearly a family tradition that was like every summer or every summer that we could or wanted to do as a family together. So we have like a lot of mixed memories, good and bad, but mostly good. And for like the vast majority of that whole decade of like the 2000s, um, was where I would like have all those formative like annual summer memories there, and it would be something that my sister and I, being very close in age, we would look forward to this every year. We would have traditions where we would like as well. We'd like wake up early that day, because we would have like plans for that day, like obviously have all our stuff packed because it was never for the one night. It was always for like at least a few nights, usually a week. So we'd make sure all our stuff was packed, and we'd be up early every time, and my dad would drive us there, and he would always get to like, I don't know the exact location, but because I've been to that place enough times, I'm able to recognize the surroundings around me whenever I have been to that place since then. But we would always get to like a specific part of that area that of like the town slash city that park is in, and we would then know we were really close. And then once we would get close enough, my dad would then because obviously we were kids with like very little patience back then. My dad, to like reassure us, would be like, okay, we are now 1 minute away, so count down from 60 to 0, count 60 seconds, and we will be there. And he would time that perfectly every time. We would always get to 0 exactly as we were going through the park entrance. It felt fucking magical, dude. And obviously we'd get super hyper and be like, we're here, as kids do. And obviously we haven't done that together as a family for a good part of like nearly 20 years now, but I have been a few times myself since then with friends from university and stuff. So The first time I had been since then was 2016, and it was unusual because this wasn't summer. This was in October, so this wasn't the nice sunny weather we were used to. So that was October 2016, and my dad actually paid for that trip for me. So thanks, Dad, because he knew I was really excited for it and was kind of strapped on money. So he's like, "Here you go," and wasn't very expensive either. It was because it was only a day trip. We weren't obviously, or like we weren't staying over. We just had a day event out of it. Was a lot of fun. So I went again the same time the next year in 2017. So obviously I was like, oh yeah, this is great because I can do this again. And obviously I was with some I was with some, like different people that time, but we were all young adults, university age, and we had a good blast. We had a fun time out of it. And that was the last time I'd ever been there. So I haven't been there in like 7.5 years, going on 8 years now, but I'd love to go again, whether as a family or with friends or with my partner. I mean, I've said I'll bring my partner there at some point. Um, she's not really a roller coaster girl. She doesn't really do rides or anything, but there's still plenty of stuff there to do, even if you don't like rides and stuff. So it'll be nice to eventually get to go back there. And the little throwaway joke I made earlier about Professor Bubbles, he used to be the mascot of the park for many years. And every time we would go, they would do like I mean I assumed they were daily because it was like the evening like entertainment for like the kids and stuff at those entertainment complexes. They would do like these daily shows, like scripted performances and stuff with like little songs and everything, just these little mini musicals with whatever songs were popular at the time. Um, and I've shown Skull videos from YouTube of some of these shows, and he loves it, don't you, Skull?
You certainly do. I was about to ask what your favorite attractions from Flamingo Land were, but yeah,
Ooh, attractions.
now that we're talking about Professor Bubbles, which I know is one of
Yeah,
those.
I guess it does count as an attraction, doesn't it? Attractions, you just think roller coasters, don't you? But that technically covers everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, attraction could be anything. Uh, so yeah, many years ago, Miracle was telling me about the park and whatnot, and more specifically this Professor Bubbles character. And so like we're watching
Has it
along.
actually been years since I told you about him? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Uh,
It's insane.
so
Yeah.
we're watching along this video, and I forget what experiment this guy's running or whatnot, but all of his like lab assistants are these ladies running around in their underwear, and
It's not literal underwear, chap, but
could
like they're not in literal
I'm
underwear.
sorry.
He just
They're
means they
hanging
were
around
very little
in
clothing.
like okay, on the top they have like a standard button-up shirt or whatever, but you can't tell me that like because they were all wearing like white briefs underneath. Like they're in
They
their
had
fucking
very,
underwear.
very short shorts. Yeah, they're very mini shorts, or in some cases, they're very mini skirts. What's really funny about that is I remember the first few shows I watched, it wasn't actually a gender mixed supporting cast. It wasn't just girls. There were guy singers as well. And obviously they wore trousers, right? Or sometimes shorts, but not like to that extreme of like the really short shorts. But yeah, so like they would sing songs that were popular at the time, and funny enough, they were like, I mean, I only know they were popular at the time in hindsight now. I didn't know that they were like famous outside of those shows as a kid because this was before I was exposed to the internet, right? um, and then I'd be like, "Oh man, what were those songs that they used to sing at those shows? I wonder if like anyone ever like uploaded the songs anywhere." And it's like, yeah, of course they did because they already existed before the shows. You dumb child, like. they would sing like Aqua songs and, you know, just typical like Europop songs that were popular in the 90s and 2000s and stuff.
Well, in any
So obviously
case,
I know now. But it was a lot of good fun. They would, yeah, basically Professor Bubbles, as Skull said, he was a scientist character, full like bodysuit. So you know, like how Disney characters go around, like Mickey and Donald and stuff, like full bodysuits. That's what he would wear. He'd be this old man with glasses and a white mustache and a white lab coat. Um, with a very northern accent, or a very posh Yorkshire accent. Um, I don't know if the guy who voiced him was the guy in the suit, because he did always have the same voice every year. I do know that. Whether it was the guy in the suit with a microphone, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of that, but he was a scientist and he had this crew of like assistants, and they would do like wacky experiments. And there was law to this, because the law was that Professor Bubbles supposedly built all the rides in Flamingo Land. And anytime a new ride was getting launched, um, like actually in the park in like real time, that would also get like mentioned in the shows as well. He'd be like, "Oh, I've built this new ride, and I'm really like excited for people to try it out." There's like a lot of wholesome fun for the kids, but obviously in hindsight, looking back at the videos, yeah, they did not wear a lot of clothing, and it was very, very comical.
the
And I didn't really put
impression
too much thought into it till Skull pointed it out. I was like, "Huh." Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, you know what? The cast did go from like men and women to just women assistants for some reason." So, I don't know. I did.
yeah, just like the impression I got was that something funky was going on in that laboratory.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Professor Bubbles and his
And you know
harem.
what? He was not the only full body suit character. He was for a while, but they introduced a second character, which was his nephew, Professor Troubles. And he was called that because he was always causing trouble. And
Well,
he was obviously a younger lad, and he had like glasses and stuff, and he was basically like, "Oh, I'm cool." That was his whole personality. He was like, "I'm a cool dude," and then all the assistants would like fawn over him like, "Oh my god, you are so cool." But then he'd like fuck around in the lab and break something and accidentally shrink himself, and they'd be like, "Oh no." So they like needed to go to Professor Bubbles and be like, "We're really sorry, can you help us?" He's like, "Fine, fine," and then they like turn him back to full size, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that I fucked around in your lab. I won't do it again." It's like, oh, okay. That show was a story plot, but they haven't had that show in a long time because they did eventually scrap him. Unfortunately, as much as he was the mascot there for a long time, they got rid of him. That's really ominous. That sounds like they did something to him.
Mr.
No, they
Bubbles
replaced.
was discovered and eventually arrested.
No. He retired to the farm upstate. They replaced his show specifically with a Porcelain Pat show replacement. Again, with like full body suits and stuff. So they had like Porcelain Pat performing there for a while. He wasn't the mascot, that was just placeholder while they decided who their new mascots would be. And they decided on these two meerkat characters called Milo and, or maybe Milo, because like Meerkat, and I forget what the girl one was called. But they were obviously full body suits as well. And as far as I'm aware, they are still the mascots of the park. Because I think Professor Bubbles got replaced around 2000. I want to say about 2010ish, at the very latest. So I think the meerkats are still the mascots now. They don't have their own show, but they do like wander around the park, and you know, like the kids love them. They'll like go up and visit them and get like pictures with them and stuff. You know, like you typical how like kids will get pictures with like Disney characters and stuff. so that kind of thing. So they don't have their own mascot specific show anymore, to my knowledge. But like attractions wise, as much as I did love the show as a kid, that wasn't actually my favorite attraction. It was one of my favorites, but like I've always loved roller coasters, so obviously I had like a few select favorites. And it was mainly like the big white knuckle rides. That makes me sound like really extreme. I'm really not. Few rides that I refuse, even back when they were there before they got taken down. There was some that looked too scary, and I refused to go on them. But I really liked the like the high speed, thrilling, traditional kind of roller coasters, that kind of thing. And two of them that are my favorites that are still there to this day, because they are like some of the big main attractions there. I think they have like what they call the Big Six or something, or the Big Five, which will like pertain to like the big white knuckle rides that like they're really famous for, which would be the Kamali. I remember that being built and debuting. Because that debuted in 2006. They actually named that after one of the lions in the zoo, the main like alpha male lion, whatever you call them. He was called Kumali. I don't know what. I'm assuming it's a Swahili like African name for something. I don't know what it means, but they named the roller coaster after him, and it was quite a new. It was quite a new concept at the time, because what makes this roller coaster stand out is that it's one of, I don't remember the proper name for it, but it's one of the undercarriage ones where the carriages are under the track, not on top of the track. And as far as I know, that was quite a new thing at the time. Like, I know there's a bunch more roller coasters that do that now, but there wasn't a lot of them at the time. So that ride is like going on 20 years old now. And it's still running, it's still working, so that's good. I really loved that as a kid. I did go on it again as an adult, and I can't really handle it as well now because I got fat as fuck. And being fat as fuck is not comfortable on a ride like that, unfortunately. But it was still a fun ride. I really liked it. My favorite ride out of all of them, out of all the rides, is the Velocity, which is a motorbike roller coaster. So the carriages are on top. They've repainted that roller coaster quite a few times. They actually repainted it recently, so the bikes are red now, and it boggles my mind every time I see like they do a new paint job, because I get used to it being a specific color and then they change it again. But originally the bikes were turquoise, which nicely matched the ride next to it, which is called the Navigator. It's one of those big disc rides where it like spins and sweeps on an arch, that kind of thing. So I thought, like, with them both being like turquoise and gold colored, it like they like fit really nicely together. They looked nice and color coordinated. And then they've repainted those bikes about 3 times. I don't remember to what specific colors. But right now they're a very bright red, and they do look pretty cool, but I'll always like associate it with being that turquoisey color. But I did love that ride. That was always my favorite, and even as an adult, I still really enjoyed that ride very much. As less comfortable as it is, getting bigger and bigger, it's still a highlight for me. So the big main rides there, the like big famous ones are the Kamali, the Velocity, the Cliffhanger. That's been there since 2001. That's one of those high suspension rides where you just go up and down to just send your stomach crazy, basically. So I vaguely remember that when it became brand new as well. So the cliffhangers in those big main names. What are the other ones? The Hero, which I've tried, and I like the concept of it, but it's a bit physically taxing on me. Because it's one of those where the carriage is under the track. It's one of those where you like lay in the carriage and you're hanging from below the track, because the whole point of the ride is that it's that you're like flying around like a superhero. And it's a very cool concept, but it's not physically very good, if that makes sense. Like, the execution of the ride is pretty good, but I think I'd have to be like, I don't know, I wasn't particularly big when I tried that out, and it was just like, I don't know, it felt a bit too scary, I think. It felt a bit too wild for me, but I gave it a go anyway. So there's the Hero. What are the other ones? It's the Kamali Velocity, Hero, Cliffhanger, and the Mumbo Jumbo. That's a very famous one because when that first got assembled, that was, and it might still be, it holds the record for being the UK's steepest roller coaster. As far as I'm aware, it still holds that record, and I've been on that, and that is a lot of fun. That's just a very traditional, you just sit in a carriage and you go up and down and all around, but it's one of those like 4-seat carriages where you just like send out one carriage at a time, 2 people are sat in the front, 2 people are sat at the back, that kind of thing. So I really like that one. Like, that's their big famous rides, but they've had other famous rides in the past that were like the big main attractions. They had the Magnum, which was actually sponsored by Walls, doing the Magnum Ice Ollies. It was sponsored by that. I never went on that, unfortunately, before they took it down. It looked really good, though. It had like 3 really big loops, one right after the other, and it looked a lot of fun. It just looked too big and scary for little me at the time. And another one they had was called the Bullet, where it would shoot you down this really steep ramp, up this really steep ramp. You'd get to the top and then you'd go back down it, but backwards. So it was like a forward and backward roller coaster, and that looked really fun, but it was actually the Kamali that replaced the Bullet. So the Bullet got took down in about 2005 or something like that, however long it took them to build the Kamali. And the Magnum was just replaced with like the general area because they wanted to do a complete rehaul of like that theme of that area. They wanted a dinosaur themed area of the park. So they did. And it would have been nice to try out those 2 because those 2 were very famous and looked very fun, but they were taken down when I was pretty little, so I would have been probably no good on them, but never mind.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they're known for their big, exciting rides, and to this day, out of all the current rides, there's only a couple I haven't been on. And only one of them is a white knuckle ride. That one's called the Pterodactyl, and it's one of those wave swinger rides where you sit in swings and it spins you around in the air. And they did have one of the original wave swingers there years ago that I went on, and that was really fun. I really loved those. But they got rid of that. And then we're like, we want a different wave swinger ride now that's a lot fucking scarier. So this one isn't like the traditional chunky one with the roof that looks really cutesy and carnival themed. No, this one's just a fucking pole that goes to the sky, and it has spikes that jut out, and the swings dangle down from the very points of the spikes, and it looks fucking terrifying. I guess that's probably also one of their big white knuckle rides, like one of the big mains, but I've not tried that one because it looks 20 times scarier than it has any right to. But I'll probably try it someday. Um, but yeah, it does look pretty scary for a swing ride. I'm like, oh, that looks precarious. But
So quite a
other than
lot.
that, in a couple of the smaller rides, I've been on pretty much every ride that's there now, currently speaking. So yeah.
Quite a lot
Anyway, sorry
of
for like rambling so long there. Like that was just on the one park.
quite a lot that that Miracle seems to enjoy about Flamingo Land.
This
But
is true. I definitely want to take Alice there at some point. I think we will easily find something she enjoys there, even if she's not really a ride girl. Um, and she said she doesn't. If we go, she doesn't mind me like jumping on rides while she just chills and waits. So we'll figure something out.
yeah,
And like I said, I've been to other parks as well with their own attractions and allure and charm that I love. But like that's just the main one that I have the most memories with. Because most other parks I've only been to like 2 or 3 times, except Disneyland Paris, which I went to once because obviously that's abroad and we don't have a Disneyland here in Ye England, unfortunately. But never mind. I'll go back to Disneyland Paris someday. And well, all the other parks too. One of them actually got bought out by a guy who said that the park has gone to absolute shit, which it has. I agree with him. And he was like, I want to make it back to as good as it used to be, if not better. I've got like really big plans for it so it can be enjoyed by all ages, not just really little kids. So good for him. I wish him good luck for that. Um so yeah, I love my theme parks and I love my rides. Just being a big adult, it's not as easy now. It's not as easy to get on rides, but I'll still give them a go. If I can get on it, I'll give anything a try within. If it doesn't look like it's gonna actively kill me, I'll probably give it a try.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So uh, you mentioned how like uh, certain rides, whatever, were maybe a little more difficult due to your increased mass. To put it
Increased math, I love that. Yeah.
to put it kind of weirdly, but
No, I love that.
that
That's iconic. I'm stealing that.
that does remind me of a story of my own. And TTP, if you get reminded of something, feel free to jut in.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
but uh, there's like I wouldn't call it like like a Disneyland or whatever. It's not like this big mega attraction park, but it is like a notable one in my side of the state. It's a bit of a smaller thing, but it's called CJ Barrymore's. Uh, and they've basically got like an indoor arcade and then like a lot of recreation on the outside. So there's go-karts, there's like bumper boats, batting cages, and I'll get to the go-karts in a second. But what I was reminded of when you were talking, Miracle, was the rock climbing. That's one of the things. Um, and I went there when I was 13 on a school field trip, and uh, I, uh, uh, I gotta say I didn't have the most of fun there because
Yeah.
it really felt like there was fucking nothing I could do. Uh, like I wasn't interested in the indoor stuff. I don't actually we were disallowed actually from going into the arcade. for whatever
I guess
reason.
that makes sense. Probably age restrictions, because
No, it wasn't age restrictions at the park. It was like the teachers and stuff was like, no, we're not doing any of the arcade games or like
ah,
the upper level of the arcade is I think the whole upper floor is laser tag, and a lot of kids were looking forward to playing laser tag. That wasn't
yeah,
allowed.
that's like fun as hell.
So that wasn't
Wow,
allowed.
can't believe that was not allowed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you
Uh,
can't really get hurt in laser tag unless you're like really clumsy.
So it was outdoors only for us, and it just so happened to be like an ungodly warm day outside, uh, no cloud cover, all sun, right near the end of the school year. Um, so, uh, like the thing that I remembered most when Miracle was mentioning, getting big and fat was like, you know, I'm already just kind of dreading the day because I feel like there's nothing I can do. Uh, but I was thinking, all right, the rock climbing, surely. Uh, None of the harnesses they had available I could get into, so I had to give up.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
So like, god damn it, you know, that was one. But I do think being fat also disproportionately affected my experience with the go-karts as well, because I tell you, those things were tiny. And I'm surprised I was able to even drive one of those fuckers. But something when I was getting into the car, I suppose. I don't know what exactly happened, but at some point, my foot got caught. I guess like between the gas pedal and like the frame of it. So I took a pretty big tumble into the wall, and
Oh
they
no.
got like those tires lining the walls on the go-kart track, and like obviously that's better than like crashing into a
Just
brick
hitting a
wall or
concrete
something.
fucking wall, yeah.
Uh, but man, it didn't feel pleasant, and I'm trying desperately to get my foot off the pedal, right? And then it would like
But
this
it was stuck.
yeah, it's stuck, and this park attendee's like yelling at me to get off the gas, and I'm like, I'm trying, you know. Uh,
Oh,
so like that wasn't great. Uh, I
Oh no,
I
I'd have felt so bad.
yeah.
Like,
So
especially getting yelled at, I'd have felt so awful.
yeah. So you know. Uh, I don't remember if I did the mini golf that day or if I just decided, screw it, I'm just gonna like pal around with one of the teachers instead and just not play. I wasn't interested in the batting cages. Uh, I wasn't interested in bumper boats. Uh, it was just kind of a mad time. But Miracle's story definitely reminded me of like uh, that particular experience at CJ Barrymore's in 2007.
Yeah, rides are not very accessible to us bigger people, that is for sure. I cannot count the amount of times my poor dad had to just get refused outright to go on rides, or would try to get on the rides and the seatbelts just wouldn't go around him, and it clearly bothered him because he wanted to be more involved with
yeah,
like the kids and stuff, and like have a fun time being on the rides with kids. Because I mean, he likes rides too. He enjoys them like a lot of people do, but he's always been, well, he hasn't always been a big guy. He actually used to be. I've seen younger pictures of him. He used to be really thin at one point, but all the time I've known him, he's always been a pretty big guy. And I just feel so bad for him because that must just be so embarrassing. And like I've never been outright turned away from a ride or not been able, like I've been able to squeeze myself onto them and be clipped in safely. But even that itself is pretty embarrassing. I can't imagine just not being able to get on a ride or being turned away from one. Like that must be pretty humiliating, and I feel really bad for that. So like
That did remind
I
me of
get the carriages are like a standard size and stuff, but there should be like more options and stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe have some like bigger carriages at the back or the front or something. I don't know how logistically that would work, but there's got to be something, you know?
That that does remind me of a time when I was 7 or 8 years old and got turned down for a merry-go-round. At least for one of the horses. Uh, I had to sit on one of the stationary things if I wanted to be on the ride. Uh, so and like I think back then I wasn't even that fat, so
That's crazy.
that was pretty weird. Uh, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so I mean
Hmm.
it wasn't all negative experiences at at like the carnivals or whatever. You know, I'm not as well traveled as a lot of my friends are. So no Disney parks or like Universal or even something like Cedar Point or whatever. But I've attended plenty of local uh, fairs and whatnot.
And like had some good fun times there.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so like. I always remember there used to be a flea market, a pretty big one. It was called Gibraltar Trade Center. There were a couple locations, but I'm more specifically talking about the one that was in Mount Clemens, Michigan. They used to host like a theme park for like I think they would do it for like the entire month of June, something like that. It was sometime in the summer.
Or
Uh,
when you have like those pop-up mini theme parks, like little carnivals and stuff that are
yeah,
like for a season or something.
yeah. So. Uh,
Yeah.
So like the flea market was only open on the weekends, but when they brought the carnival in, it was open all the time. Uh, like I guess anyone wanting to get their cheap secondhand products could also go in and do some shopping. But the main
Nice.
thing uh, uh, was their carnival. It was pretty cool. I remember like one time I've mentioned before that late '02 to about mid 2003 or so was uh, a pretty rough patch for my family and I. Uh,
Yeah.
and uh, I think like the first thing actually, and I only just remembered this today, but like the first thing that we kind of did after things started settling down was go to. Uh, that pop-up carnival as Miracle described it as, uh, and uh, was it Splash Mountain? No, but it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Is it true Splash Mountain's getting closed down?
Uh,
I read that recently. Apparently Disney's closing Splash Mountain.
shrug. I just used that as an
Yeah.
example. Uh,
Crazy. Anyway, proceed.
but it was a nice sense of normalcy that
Yeah.
I think was greatly needed at the time. Um, so even if it was just your standard things like the Ferris wheel or the other rides, the Gravitron, that was a favorite. Um, you
Hell
know,
yeah. That does
uh,
sound fun.
dude, oh man, if I could just talk about the Gravitron for a second. I'm
Do
getting
it. Absolutely go ahead.
a little sidetracked here, but it goes under many different names, but Gravitron's just kind of the one that I know it as. Uh, it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's kind of like a saucer shape, spins you around. You lean against like a pad on the wall, and
Oh, is it one of those rides where like it's just a big fucking round thing and you stand inside it and you're against the wall and it just spins you round and round and round?
yeah, yeah, and
Gotcha,
and
gotcha. Yeah.
and the force or whatever keeps you attached to the wall
Yeah.
while uh,
I've never
you know
tried those. They do look fun though.
oh man, dude, it was great because like the panels like you know you are kind of just supposed to stay stationary, but the panels, like, they slide up and down so that you're not just standing there the whole time. And for some folks, they get up to doing some crazy shit. I remember seeing a guy who was just kind of there like upside down. Uh,
I
I
was
rem-
gonna make that as a joke. Oh my god.
I remember like one time I got on there, and this was like right after I'd really gotten into Spider-Man. Uh, I was like, wait a second, I could just like move myself like this, and I can be hanging off of it sideways like Spider-Man. Uh,
Yeah, let's fucking go.
so that was pretty neat. But yeah, they had that. Like I'm not great at carnival ride names or anything, but like they had all the standard stuff, prizes and
Yeah,
whatnot. It felt cool, um,
it
and
sounds cool. Yeah.
and whatnot to experience that again. And uh, for a little funny one that also has to do with fatness, uh, a little bit anyway. I remember going again not too long after that with a friend, and I remember uh, mistaking a ride for another ride. So like the ride that I was
Oh,
thinking that I was going on was I think they called it like the big drop. So they take or like you sit on this seat, it goes up and then just like drops down. I thought that
oh,
doing that would be pretty cool. Uh, what I did not understand was that the one that I was going on kind of like it was like two rows of seats
I'm sorry
almost.
to interrupt you, but Cat's here. Yay!
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
I'm
Kat.
so late. I'm so sorry.
So she
I'm
finally
fine.
made it. Uh,
Hi, I'm here now.
hello.
Hello.
All right. Well, let me just add you to the scene here. Do, do,
Yee.
do.
Well, Skull's
There we
doing
go.
that while I'm thinking about it. Kind of uh, going on to the whole fat thing again. I was at I was I was at Six Flags Great America, which is in Gurnee, Illinois. In 2016, I was there for Fright Fest with Rouge and some other people, and oh my gosh. Waited in line for an hour to get on Batman the Ride. Get on
Ooh.
get on the ride, and they struggled with my belt for like 5 minutes, and they're just like, yeah, you're too big. And I'm like, ah, crap. um
Sucks, dude.
I was like, "Oh man, I waited in line for that long. That sucks." So I grabbed like Rouge's like belongings and stuff like that. And I just held on to them for her, and I was just like, "I'll be at the end of the line waiting for you." And that sucked. That was not that was not fun. Um, and what sucked was I was on like 3 rides at Six Flags prior to that, same night, and I got on no problem. Like the belts were fine and everything. It was just like Batman the Ride was just not meant for a guy built like me. So
Aw,
Man,
yeah,
that's unfortunate.
that was such
very.
a bummer. That was such a bummer. But I haven't had a problem. Knock on wood, I haven't had a problem at Cedar Point. But I haven't been to Cedar Point in 23 years. So
Wow.
I
That
hope.
is most of my life.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get back there soon. I was last there. Okay, so this is actually kind of funny. And I was just looking this up again real quick. Um, so I went with my high school class in 2020. Good grief, I can't talk. 2003. There we go. 2003. Just graduated high school, and we went to Cedar Point. That's the tradition in my school. Great. It's a 5-hour drive,
Oh my
and
god.
yeah. So we my school got a big coach bus, and we get down there, and we had a lot of fun. Well, what was really memorable is that same season, Top Thrill Dragster had just opened.
Ooh.
So we were some of the first people to ride it, and that was insane. Which at that time, it actually had 3 records. It was the fastest roller coaster, going 120 miles per hour.
Holy
Um,
shit, that's twice the speed of the velocity.
yeah, which is like I think that's like 192 kilometers per hour,
Jeez.
something like that. And then tallest. It was the
Actually,
tallest
sorry,
roller.
before you continue, I want to correct myself. I think the velocity does go faster, but its claim was it goes from 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or something like
Gotcha.
that.
Gotcha.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
The other record that it had was tallest. It was the tallest roller coaster in the world at the time at 420 feet. So
Nice.
um,
420.
it was yeah, exactly. Let's go. So that was an experience for sure. But the ride that got me though, and I didn't get sick or anything, but I was just like, holy shit, was the Millennium Force. Oh my gosh,
Ooh.
that ride got me. That was a fun ride,
Like it
but
physically
ooh.
messed you up, just not to
No,
vomit
it
point.
no 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 no. It didn't physically mess me up, but the ride created an illusion that you were gonna fall off. Like
Oh no.
when you get to the top, you're like it's like the end of the track, and you're just gonna plummet right into the ground.
Oh,
But
that's so scary.
that's just how steep the incline was. It was oh my word! I've never been on anything like that since. That was insane. And Universal Studios, I had no problem at Universal on all the Harry Potter stuff, the Simpsons ride, um, uh, Transformers, Men in Black. I didn't have any issues with any of those rides. Thank God. So
I'm
thanks Six
intrigued by
Flags.
the idea of Men in Black rides. That sounds fun.
It was fun. It's fun. But yeah, Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois. Six Flags Great America. Thank you so much for making Batman for Batman telling me I'm fat.
Oh no.
Well, Kat, since you've arrived, uh,
Yay.
any theme park stories?
Um, so the only one that I've been to, at least that's, coming to mind at this point, it's 8 o'clock. I've had a long day. Is Kings
Valid.
Island in get the name of the town, but it's in Ohio. It's like an hour or two from where I live.
Hmm.
Um, Oh, one story that is coming to mind. I think it was like right after the Diamondback roller coaster had been uh like it was open to the public. My family and I went there, and I love roller coasters. I am
Hell
always down to get on roller coasters. Uh, my father is not.
yeah.
Um, I can't remember if it's because he doesn't like heights or what, but like he just prefers not to. Um, I remember I wanted to get in line for the Diamondback. It was like towards the end of our day there, so the line was pretty long for it being a new coaster and everything. My mom and my siblings were like, I can't remember if they wanted to go do something else or were just kind of getting tired or whatever, but I was like, I really want to go on it. And my dad is finally like, okay, I'm gonna hate this, but I'll go on it with you.
Oh, bless him.
Um, so we get in line.
Happy later Father's Day to that guy.
Yes.
Yes. Um, I don't think the line actually ended up taking that long, but like we got through the line, we get on the coaster, and before we even start like going up the incline, my dad starts freaking out a little bit.
Oh,
And I'm just sitting next to him, like looking around at what areas of the theme park I can see, and then we start going up, and he starts freaking out some more. We get to the top of the first incline, and we're just kind of sat there for a moment, and like the split second before we started going down, he started screaming.
Uh-oh.
uh,
Ah.
so we get through the coaster, we get off, and he's like, I think I've got a Charlie horse, and I'm like, oh, dad.
Oh
So
boy.
he like limps over to my mom, and she just gives him that look like you brought this upon yourself.
Because you did this to yourself, man.
But
uh,
I will always appreciate that he was willing to go on it with me because I
Yeah,
think
that
he
was
saw
sweet of
Mm.
him.
how badly I wanted to do it.
yeah, for
Oh,
You
sure.
saying that just reminded me of something hilarious. It actually reminds me of two things. One, I cannot believe I didn't mention this. But one, I was very lucky when I would go to Flamingo Land each year because of my autism. That qualified me for like the disability pass where you could just skip the queues. So you could just enter from like
oh,
the exit bit. So that felt like a fucking power trip. It was amazing. And
oh,
one thing it reminds me of is that your story with you and your dad is kind of like a little bit the opposite with me and my dad, because my dad would like try to encourage me to go on more rides when I was little, and he would do it in kind of like a jokey way. And I'd be like, no, I'm too scared. He would like sing stupid little songs to try and get me to go on the rides. And I did go on them. There was one ride. It wasn't even scary. I've been on that ride. There's nothing fucking scary about it whatsoever. Just I was very young at the time,
Mhm.
and it's actually been repainted, relocated, and renamed now. It was originally called the Rock and Tug because it's just a little tugboat that just spins around. It's like that disc ride I mentioned earlier, but a mini baby version of it. So it's this a sport that spins around on its like axle or whatever, and it just rocks side to side on an arch. I mean, it's a rocking tugboat, hence the name. I mean, eventually I did give it a go, and I was like, oh yeah, that was actually really fun. They've now moved that to a different area. It's still the exact same mechanically, but they repainted it, give the like board background thing this cool vortex looking effect, and creatively called it the vortex because you just spin around like your inner vortex. It's still like in the shape of a boat. It's just repainted. It's just repainted and renamed. It's still the exact same fucking thing. Um, but when he would try to like encourage me to get on that particular ride, he'd be like, rock and chug, like chanting it. I'm like, no, Dad, no. But it was really funny. Like he'd never force me to go on rides. He would just try to encourage me in that kind of way.
hmm.
So he actually kind of got me to like come out of my shell and be braver and go on more rides. And I mean, I absolutely love rides now, the ones I can get on anyway.
Mm.
Um,
I love that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, Lyrical, you bringing that up reminds me of similar story. With my disability, I could skip the queue as well, and I did this at
yeah, makes sense.
yeah, and I did this at Cedar Point because it was a great way. Like if a line was like an hour and a half long, it was like not for me.
Yeah,
So-
it feels incredible, doesn't it? Just like, bye, losers.
yeah, it was great, but the thing is though, since like I'm legally blind, I
Hey
had
guys,
people.
hold on just real quick. Sorry to have to do this on my own show, but I'm gonna have to BRB.
Okay.
No worries, no worries. While you do that, hello, Trip from your car. Also, very belated hello to Wa and Eddie. Very belated. Enjoy your look. There you go. Anyway, carry on with your lovely story.
So this so they so like I had people like helping me out and whatnot, and so because they were helping me out, they got to skip the line too, so everybody
Makes
was
sense. Yeah,
very
yeah. Hi,
very
Trip.
happy.
Welcome
Also,
in.
hello Trip.
Don't tell no shush, shh, don't tell Skull. He's BRB. He's not supposed to know I'm here. Shush,
Ah,
keep telling your story.
It's our secret, everyone.
anyway. Yeah, chat. Anyway.
Secret, secrets.
But yes, that was a lot of fun. Gosh. Skull also mentioned a story too about go-karts, and that reminded me back in oh boy, when was this? Fall 08? Yeah. It was fall 2008. My one of my good friends from high school was getting married, and we were celebrating the his bachelor party, and
Oh,
uh, one of my other friends who was the best man actually organized the whole thing, and it was a lot of fun. It was really
hell
cool.
yeah.
But one of the things that we did first was go-karts. Now, these aren't the little putsy go-karts
Let's
that
see, I love that as a word.
yeah. These aren't the go-karts that little kids like get in and stuff. No, these are the big boy go-karts. Like these things go like 80 miles an hour on the track. Like these
Jesus.
these are the these are the fast ones. So because I didn't know the track and I wasn't very familiar with it, I'm just like, yeah, I'll drive a go-kart. Let's do this. Um and the thing is, I actually used to own a go-kart. So like I have
That's
experience with
awesome.
yeah, so I have experience with go-karts, and driving them and whatnot. So I was already comfortable, behind the wheel. I just didn't know the layout of the track. So I asked the guy, I'm like, look, because of my vision, I don't know the, layout of the track. And this was Google satellite imagery wasn't exactly like, I mean, it was there, but it wasn't the best. And basically
Yeah, I mean, it
the
was '08, so it was like it was
yeah,
developing.
yeah, exactly. So, I was like, "Well, uh, do you have a slower go-kart?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do. Let me introduce you to the Silver Flash." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, it sounds
So,
very nice and slow and leisurely.
yeah, so and the thing is, that's the thing. That go-kart only went like 50, like 45, 50 miles per hour. And the
Nice.
best part was it was silver and it had some blue in it. So I immediately thought of Silver the Hedgehog,
Yeah,
like just, and I'm
let's
just like
go.
dying of laughter, because everybody complains how Silver is slow and stuff. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is way too. So my cousin and I'm telling my cousin this, and my cousin is dying of laughter. He was just like, let me guess, was it silver in color? Yes. Did it have like that turquoise blue somewhere integrated into it? I'm like, actually, yes, it did. He was
It
like, oh
actually
my
did.
God. It's like
That's
you were
incredible.
you were driving Silver's go-kart. It was so funny. So
Hell yeah.
oh, we had a good time.
It sounded fun.
Laughing about that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a really neat time. Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. Oh man. Well, I know
I should
Skull.
actually try go-kart. I've never tried a go-kart ride. They look fun though. I just always like chicken out at the last second. I'm like, mm, no,
Try
I've never driven before.
try like one of the try like a slow one at first if you
Yeah,
can. Now each place is gonna be different. But
true,
usually like
true.
your bigger theme parks are gonna have them, they can only go like 15, 20 miles an hour, they're pretty slow. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, try those, see how they go. And give it a shot. There are some that are on tracks, so you don't even have to steer. You just
Yeah,
give
I
them
think what doesn't
acceleration.
help me is that the fact I did try one once as a little kid. It was obviously a little baby version of it. Um, but I collided with a wall. Don't worry, I didn't get hurt or anything. It wasn't a big collision. I just bumped into the wall. It gave me like a fright, and I hadn't figured out reversing by that point. So I was just still trying to drive into this wall, and I was like, I'm stuck. I want to get off. Wait.
So
Um, Obviously, I wouldn't
Oh
do that
no.
now. Like, I think I was only about 6 at the time. And obviously, I didn't get hurt. Obviously, my mum was worried I might have been, but I was like, no, I'm actually, and it made a big bump and I got scared. That was it. Like, that's all that happened. And I was more bothered by the fact that I was stuck and couldn't figure anything out. I was like, I'm trapped here forever now.
Oh.
Never mind. I will give it a try though at some point
Yeah, you
because
might
they do
have
look fun.
a good time with it.
They do have go karts at Flamingo Land actually. Well, this was also, but this was like a little baby version of it. That ride's not there anymore. But one of the quote unquote newer rides, I put that in air quotes because it's not really new anymore, but newer than all the other stuff. They actually replaced one of the restaurant areas with a racetrack that like a proper like F1 themed go-kart ride. That they actually called F1. They called it Flamingo 1 so that it could go onto F1 for like the
Oh,
rep.
nice.
And it looks a lot of fun. I just haven't braved it yet. But it does look a lot of fun. That's one of the only couple of rides I haven't been on that I mentioned earlier. That, the pterodactyl, and then like a couple of the like newer kiddie rides. Obviously, I wouldn't really go on those now, but you know,
Sure.
it is what it is. So, do you have TTP? Do you have like a favorite ride you've ever been on?
Oh boy, that's a really good question,
It's a
Lyrical.
loaded question.
Gosh, really a favorite ride? One of my favorite rides, and the reason why it's probably a favorite is just probably because it was so nostalgic for me, was a ride at Cedar Point, which is in Sandusky, Ohio. It's called oh shoot, hang on. I'm getting my theme parks mixed up here. I know it's Cedar Point. I have the park correct. I think it was called the Raptor. That was fun. That was a really good ride. I really enjoyed that because when after you got to the top of the large hill, and you dropped down, it looked like you were gonna drop down into Lake Erie, which was really cool.
Ooh.
And for those of you that don't know, Lake Erie is one of the Great Lakes. And
I've seen pictures of it. It looks gorgeous.
yeah, it's really cool. So Cedar
It
Point.
would be scary if it looked like you were going to plummet into it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Cedar Point sits right on Lake Erie. So, and actually, fun fact, it's kind of like its own little island. So, to actually get to the actual theme park itself, to get to Cedar Point, you actually have to cross a causeway. I think it's like
Ooh,
half a mile long or something like that before you even get to the parking lot. So Cedar Point is literally almost its own island, which is really cool.
nice.
So
Well, I'm back.
yeah, welcome
I was
back.
going to say, I did see your mouse cursor move. Welcome back.
Yeah, a special memory lane buddy's message to God's most worthless pest, flies. Fuck 'em.
Ah,
Uh, goodness.
Also, I'm going to head out in like 10 minutes. I was meant to head out earlier, but no one has said anything. Gonna like stay for either 10 minutes or until I get told to get off, whichever happens first.
Okay. So, uh, an hour in and we're still on theme parks, from
yeah,
what
we're
I'm
still
hearing.
on theme park. Lyrical
Yeah, I
just
was
asked me if
asking,
I had a favorite ride.
yeah, and then I was gonna say I have like a couple favorite rides depending on the park that you ask me about. So my favorite ride at Disneyland Paris, despite I've only been one time, is I don't know if it's still there. It probably is, but Aladdin's carpet ride. I went on that so many times because I love just it just goes. It's just like the beams come up from the middle. You've got like the seated bit. You sitting at the end of each beam, and it just goes round in a circle basically. But with it being magic carpets, it goes like up and down as well. I loved that shit. That was really cool. I have a picture of that in our photo album, of that particular ride. I really loved that one. So if you asked me about Paris, that's my favorite Disney ride. If you asked me about Flamingo Land, it would have to be the Velocity or the Cliffhanger. That's actually a really fun one. But I'd probably pick the Velocity because that one I feel like has more allure for like repeatability. I wouldn't want to go on the Cliffhanger loads of times because then I'd feel ill. But the Velocity you could just go on again and again and again, and just for that rush each and every time. And then if you asked me about, I've not mentioned this park till just now, but Chessington World of Adventures that's like way down in the south. And my mom and stepdad actually tried that park out, not when I was there, but they tried it out in their own time. They weren't fans of it. They had some pretty shitty experiences there, unfortunately. But the couple times I've went to that park were really, really good, and I'd love to go back. But one ride that me is not actually like a white knuckle ride. It's actually this. I don't remember its name. It's like Tomb something or something Tomb, but it's in like this Egyptian themed area, and it's just one of those. It's just one of those rides where you're like inside an actual building area. You're sitting in the carriage, and it just goes like around the inside of the building slowly. It's one of those. So like when you have ghost house or something. But this one was specifically a laser gun one where you had these little laser guns, and you could actually like score points on this ride by like shooting all these little lights on the walls and stuff that were the enemies. So it was an interactive ride, and you'd like get an actual score at the end, and I would go on that repeatedly trying to like beat my last score. It was just a lot of fun, and you'd just be riding around slowly in this dark room, and then there'd just be these tiny little lights shining everywhere, and you would just shoot as many of them out as you could. And I really fucking liked that ride. And also the ride right next to that one, which is called Ramsey's Revenge, and it's one of those rides where it's like the two beams, and then you've got like a long carriage between them, and the beams will turn the carriage around in a circle. One of those ones. I'm not describing it very well at all, but it spins the carriage around and suspend you in the air. And that particular one, it'll suspend you in the air and like slowly go down and hover you there for a bit, and the water will spray up at you. So I really liked that one as well. Just that entire like Egyptian themed area I really liked in that theme park. But yeah, those are like my favorite rides that I've ever been
Very
on, and
cool.
I'd love to go on them again. Very
That ride
fun.
you were talking about, the interactive ride where you shoot stuff, that's the Men in Black ride in at Universal.
Oh, that's so fucking cool,
Yeah,
dude.
it's really cool. It's really neat. So yeah, it is interactive, and yeah, you get to blast
Hell yeah.
aliens
I'm
around.
gonna look up that ride now actually. The specific one at Chesington, because I'm trying to remember the name of it. And it's bugging me that I can't remember it. Chesington. Also, that theme park has like its own theme song that plays at the entrance, and it's you can find it on the internet, and it's a fucking banger. Just saying.
Gotcha.
Oh, also, I really love the Dragon's Fury at that park as well. That might actually be my favorite. That's probably my favorite traditional ride at that park. it's your typical carriage on the tracks, high speed roller coaster, but the carriage will spin around, so you're going in like different directions. Like sometimes you'll be going forward, sometimes sideways or backwards.
Hmm.
I really love that ride.
That
That's a really good fun one.
that sounds like the at Universal the Harry Potter ride. Oh my gosh. Oh crud! What is the name of it? It's the ride based in Gringotts. I'm trying to remember what the name of that is. That is really gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
I wouldn't know because I, in my day and age, would never interact with Harry Potter now. Also, as I was Googling the name, I remembered the name of the ride like right before it came up in the like Google like sentence completion thing. I remembered it like a second before it appeared. It was called Toon Blaster. And I just
Ah,
remembered it was called that because I was like, so we were in a tomb and we were blasting. Oh yeah, it was literally called Toon Blaster, duh. Oh god, I loved Toon Blaster. So Toon Blaster and Dragon's Fury and Ramsey's Revenge. Those are like my top three from Chesington.
nice.
And I'd love to go back there because that's a huge park, and I'd love to try out more of the rides that they've got there because I've only been on a select few of them. Um, but like,
Escape from Gringotts. That's the name of it.
gotcha. Yeah, just God, I love theme parks. They're so fun. I
They
want to go to
are.
more of them. I've not been in nearly 10 years. Give me more theme parks, please.
Yeah, been a good little while since the last time that I've been to, one of them. Before before Mini Satan had me BRBing, uh, I
Me.
Mini Satan on wings. Uh, I was reminded from Kat's little story, forget the one that I was telling before that she came in here. Uh, TLDR, ride flung me around. I screamed for my friend's dad. It was funny. Um, but like I've always had an aversion to coasters, or maybe more so when I was a kid. I think now I'd be more willing to try it out, but
Yeah.
I didn't like the idea of going upside down. But the place that I was talking about before had like a little coaster that it wasn't very big, but it also didn't go upside down. Uh, so, uh, that one and another one that I went on like earlier that year at a place called Jeepers in
Jeepers
yeah,
creepers.
it was
Where'd you get
Where'd
those
you get those
jeepers?
peepers?
it was like a chain of like think Chuck E. Cheese. It was like a little arcade sort of
Oh,
thing,
gotcha.
but the one at Great Lakes Crossing Mall in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Like that's a bit more of a fancy place. So I guess they had more floor space, so they built like a little coaster in there. Um, and again, that
Yeah,
one, the most extreme that one got was like it went on its side a bit after
gotcha.
after the first drop, but uh, that one was cool too because they had like a blacklight room. So like
Ooh,
you'd like go around and then in the back it was all black light, and I happened to have like a white T-shirt on, so I glue a lot. Uh, uh,
hell yeah.
and that was pretty fun. It kind of warmed me up to the idea of coasters. Um, so uh, I I mention these because it's a good transition point, I think, because
Yeah.
uh, being on a track and all, roller coasters are similar to trains.
Hmm.
Yeah. Choo choo.
uh, so, because I know we've been on theme parks for well over an hour now, so
You're
I,
welcome.
it's fine. Uh, but I do think that you know there's some other stories we could tell of certain things and whatnot, and again I got reminded of trains. So when
Gotcha.
when I was a kid, uh, one of my jams, I know I've said this on stream and whatnot before, was Thomas and Friends. Uh, you know, uh,
Yeah.
I liked the blue guy. Uh, uh, so
I'm sensing a pattern.
you know,
Hmm.
uh, you may be onto something, but uh, in my younger days, yeah, I was definitely a fan. Uh, but I tell you, whenever the time came to actually like go on a train ride, it ended up being a little bit of a disappointment. Um,
Oh.
there was one, and I forget where it was. Uh, like it must have been a place that didn't have a full track, but it was like, as far as I could tell, it was you know like your it might have even been somewhere in Selfridge Air Force Base, because I do remember getting onto like uh, a carrier in like the same trip and whatnot, taking a little picture with my brothers and whatnot. But that's aside from the point. They had a track and a train, and I was so excited. Oh man, we're gonna take a train ride, and uh, that one and the next story I'm going to talk about are very similar in the way that like the train ride was like we're going to go backwards a little bit and then come right
Ooh.
back and that's over. Uh, So, I think that was my first one, and that didn't leave the greatest impression. Uh, but the big one, because I mentioned, you know, I was a fan of Thomas. There was like one of those in-person Thomas the Tank Engine events where like they get a train, make it look like Thomas and whatnot. My dad happened to find one, and he took me for a weekend to go and do this. Uh,
Nice.
and man, you know, I've only been to one convention in my life, but the place might as well have been a convention. Uh, you know, uh, tents full of like activities and merchandise and all that. My dad and I got a book. Uh, but of course, uh, like the big thing was the ride with Thomas, which again was like from what I understood, it would have normally been like a ride around the entire track, but if I remember correctly, our train had to help out another one that was like
Oh,
stuck somewhere or something. So like we backed up, coupled them, and then returned to our starting point, and that was the ride. Uh,
fair enough.
uh, so that was again a bit of a disappointment, but somewhere out there, there's like a Polaroid of me sitting on Thomas's front bumper, and
Hmm.
Nice.
you know. So in that way, it was pretty exciting to go about. But there's one thing in particular though that I remember maybe about a decade ago I thought about making a video on, and I've never gone through with it. So now I thought would be the funnest little opportunity because I was 5 years old at the time, um, and uh, I guess at these Thomas events, they had like a costumed performer for Sir Topham Hatt or for the Miracles of Us, the Fat Controller. Uh, uh, you know, it was literally just a meet and greet like costume character and whatnot. You know, just saying hi, taking pictures, the typical deal. You know, you come up to him, give him a hug, whatever. Uh, but for whatever reason, I was I was like afraid of approaching him, and I don't know why, because I liked him well enough in the show. Uh, To my 5-year-old brain, this was such an important guy. He's here right now. You know.
It's like, this is the real guy. Oh my god.
Yeah, so my dad tried to encourage me. We went up to him and said hi and whatnot, but
Aw.
I was hiding for most of that interaction. Uh,
Shy baby skull.
yeah. So uh, so we went from roller coasters to me being scared of Sir Topham Hatt. Does anyone else have something they want to mention?
I do have a similar experience. I promise this one will only be very short, but the one time I did go to Disneyland, obviously a big thing that people will do is get pictures with the characters, like especially like with their kids getting pictures with the characters. And obviously with the photo album we have a shit ton of pictures of like my parents and my siblings with the characters, but there is not a single one of me with the characters, and that is because I refused because I was also scared. Like I knew they were, like I knew who all the characters were, and I knew I loved the characters, but they just like I knew they were gonna be there, but they were way bigger than I like expected them to be, and I was like, oh my god, these people are enormous. I'm frightened. So I was like, I'll just stay back and admire them from a distance.
You know,
um,
that might have been it for what I was just talking about. I legitimately do not remember the reason why, but yeah.
yeah, at least with me, I knew it was because it was just like obviously they were full body suit characters, and I was like, oh my god, these characters are enormous. So like that, it was more of a size thing for me, with me being so little. Obviously, I'd love to go back again and get pictures with like anyone I could now, because that would just be really cool. But you know,
Hmm.
I was 5 at the time, so yeah. And the last picture in that album is great because the very last picture in that album, it just looks like a picture of a gigantic Stitch statue on the surface. But if you look, you see a very tiny dot of a person in front of this statue, and that's my sister because she has always been obsessed with Stitch.
Babe,
And with Lilo and Stitch. So she was like, oh my god, that's the biggest Stitch I've ever seen. I want a picture with him. So obviously that picture's in the album because of course it is. And it's very cute. She looks so small.
very based.
Very, very based.
Um, so, uh, like, I don't know. Was there ever a function for you know anyone here? Kind of similar. I guess I suppose to that Thomas story where like I don't know maybe something was going on
Like meet and greets and stuff.
with a book series or something you generally liked, a show perhaps that your
Hmm.
parents might have caught wind of and took you to, like you know, perhaps a live show or something like that.
Not to my
Uh,
memory.
My knowledge.
Well, Trips here. What?
I've won. Yeah, fuck
One.
you, surprise, bitch! I've been here for half an hour.
I thought you were just
as
listening.
soon as as
He
soon as
stepped
I
in a
heard you were
while
going
ago.
BRB, I was like, "Ooh, I gotta slip in here." So I hid behind TTP, and you couldn't see me the whole time.
And then I said hi to him, and he was like, "Shh, don't tell Skull I'm here." And I was like, "Okay."
Got your ass. So, what was the question again? I forgot. All right,
He got lost in the evil sauce.
I did.
Yeah, it was like you know, if there's like a live show or maybe a meet and greet with a character or something for a show or anything that you may have liked as a child. You know.
Not like no meet and greet or anything, but when I was young, I really liked the Wiggles. And they came to the
Fruit
nearby city
salad, yummy,
for a
yummy.
concert, and my parents took me to it. It was pretty fun,
Hell
from
yeah,
what I
dude.
remember. It
Gotcha.
was, dude. I mean, that's like seeing fucking ACDC, but for toddlers,
Yeah.
dude. That shit was lit.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
amazing.
Trip saying that reminds me now, like when I was very little, my parents took me to like a Sesame Street on Broadway kind of thing.
Yo, that's
That
cool.
that was fun. Like actually getting to see like Oscar and Big Bird and all that. That was in Elmo. That was great.
Yo.
I've heard Oscar is actually naturally orange, but because he's lived in the trash for so long, that turned him green.
The original puppet was orange, yeah.
Yeah.
They still use the same eyebrows, if I remember correctly. So his eyebrows are orange. But I guess on a similar note, this is something that I didn't do, but something I definitely found out later and remembered like the commercial airing on TV and being like, oh my god, that did happen. I didn't just dream that or whatever. God damn, I wish I could have gone.
I love experiencing that. The whole, oh my god, it was
Oh, I
real
know
the
what this
whole
is going to
time.
be. Yeah.
And Trip knows exactly what this is going to be. About a decade ago, a little more than that, Rabbit and I sat ourselves down and experienced Pokemon the Live Musical
Hell yeah, dude.
for the first time, and
Nice.
what a beautiful show it was, man. Even though it was just a very far out hard cam recording of it
I
on
think you
YouTube.
showed me that. Yeah, I think you sent me the link to that, didn't you?
I may have. The show was very entertaining. I loved it, and so I was like, man, I really wish that this would have come around my area. But then, at some point I looked up the tour, and it did. It fucking did. It was in the Fox Theater in like November 2000 or something along those lines, somewhere in Detroit. And then finding out that information reminded me that I saw the fucking commercial for it when I was a child. So uh, just missed that ship.
You
Oh,
like didn't put two and two together.
Yeah, just didn't have the
Wow.
wherewithal, I suppose, at the time the commercial was airing to remember that that detail and ask someone if they could take me. Uh, you know,
Wasn't it
uh,
the original Team Rocket actors as Team Rocket as well?
sorry, what?
When Team Rocket was in the show, wasn't it the original voice actor as well?
No. Uh,
Was it not? I
No,
could have sworn.
Andrew Reynolds.
yeah, James was played by Andrew Reynolds, who later did voice work for Four
Oh,
Kids.
that's right.
But
That's right. Yeah.
and there was like one or no, I think two other people actually who also went on to do voice work for Four Kids after that. Like Giovanni was played by God, I forget his name, but he played like Splinter in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh. Uh,
Nice.
so
Oh my
nice.
god, didn't Andrew Reynolds do the like narrator voice in Sonic X or something?
last time on Sonic X, yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, just to
Oh my
briefly
gosh.
like bring that up, I suppose that was something I found out later on that
Very based.
again, like I don't have the experience with, but man, I wish. Uh,
It could
like
have been.
like my concert experience is not all that deep. Like
Yeah, mine neither.
Real quick, hey Sega, take notes here. You know, if
yeah,
Pokemon can come to the Fox Theater, bring the Sonic Symphony to the Fox Theater. Come on.
yeah, or at least fucking
Oh, I
play
thought
in
you were going to say
Cleveland
have
again.
like a Sonic musical or something.
Oh yeah, do a Sonic musical.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be fun.
I would demand that all the Mobian characters be portrayed as puppets. Uh, and
Fucking Avenue Q this shit.
just have some
Thank you.
build some
Yes.
elaborate sets, have the puppets go around,
Yes. Avenue. Please. Oh my God. Avenue Q. Oh my God. Yes, please.
No, for real though, I've heavily considered for a while doing like a Doing a fucking cover of all the Avenue Q songs as Sonic characters.
Oh boy.
I
still
would
want
watch
to.
the shit out of that.
Thank you. I'm so pleased. I know Sonic and Amy would be the main characters, obviously. The question is, who would be Trekkie Monster?
Skull's idea. So
Huh? What you say?
Uh-oh, he's cutting out.
Yeah,
But to get back on track,
damn it.
oh,
before I derail it with Avenue Q.
but before we get back on track, or rather to get back on track, Jesus Christ, thinking of theaters and whatnot, my concert experience isn't terribly deep. Uh, I did attend a performance of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. I don't remember what theater they played at.
Ooh.
I do remember
Oh,
I do remember that uh, like the rows for the seats, it wasn't like a staircase that was you know uh, taking us down. So I suppose they the rows were accessible, but they were very steep. I remember the ramp was kind of hard to walk on. Um, but as far as like what they played and whatnot, I do remember them saying, like, for some younger members of our audience, you may recognize a couple of the pieces we're going to be playing tonight. And I didn't recognize a single thing. It wasn't bad. It was it was orchestra for sure, but you know, uh, but that's like the only concert that I really remember going to. Uh, because the Sonic Symphony would have been one of them in Chicago, but that unfortunately did not work out for little old me. But for anyone else here,
Rip.
uh, uh, for anyone else here, maybe I know Kat. I'm sure she's been chomping at the bit to tell another story. Uh, so uh, how about concerts or like live performances, something along those lines?
Oh gosh. So I think a couple of you know this already, but I am a big Iron Maiden fan, and
Let's
Hell
as
yeah.
go.
as of, as of now, I've seen them 6 times in concert,
Damn.
Hell yeah.
holy
and
shit.
every single time I've gone to see them has just been an absolute fucking awesome time. They're like they don't go crazy with it, right, but they have the I'm forgetting the word for it. I want to say animatronic, but I don't think that's right. But they have their mascot on stage who walks around and
Eddie!
yes, Eddie chases Bruce, the lead singer, around and tries to like smack him with stuff, and Bruce
I
is
think it's like a
defending
dude
him
in
with the
stilts, I think.
microphone stand. There's been like some fire elements to it, and
Ooh.
I think one of the ones I went to, they also had like a bunch of lights and stuff going on. Um, so 4 of those, I went with my dad, and my dad's the one who got me into them when I was just a tiny cat. And then the last two
A kitten,
times
if
I
you will.
went, the last 2 times I went with Tori, who had never seen them in concert before. So now
Oh.
he has, and it was
Yay.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
love that.
One of them was for my 21st birthday, so that was also fun.
Oh, nice.
Was
Exciting.
was that the one that you got lost on the highway, or was that a different one? Okay,
Lost on the highway.
yeah. You told me that like you went to a concert solo and then got lost on your way home.
Oh no, that was when I went to see Lindsey Sterling for the first time.
Oh,
Oh,
Ooh,
Lindsay Sterling, yo.
nice.
Yeah, I went to see her for the first time by myself because she was I believe she was in Cleveland that time, which
You
was
are literally, you are the reason I checked.
But yeah, I was talking with my grandma on the way there and used up like most of my phone battery. So on the way back, I was like, I don't remember how to get home. I'm just gonna wing it.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. But
Oh no,
I made it home, so you know.
that's good.
yeah, I'm gonna presume by your being here that you made it back home.
No, I secretly started a new life.
My God. Uh, so,
You got the best of both worlds.
oh my.
Oh man.
Uh, anyone else?
Oh my gosh, concerts. Rouge. That is one thing. Rouge and I love music together. That is a definite common thing. We're always looking to go to concerts. Pre-pandemic, we were going to about 10 concerts a year.
Hell yeah.
Jesus.
Like we were very avid concert goers, and we'd always go to the big rock festivals and things like that. So I've seen like Candlelight Red, otherwise, oh gosh, Gillet Red, oh my gosh, POD, um, Trapped, Hinder, um,
Everyone from the 2000s.
yeah, oh my gosh,
Nice.
just like ton of stuff. And then oh gosh, one of the last concerts that I took her to, we saw From Ashes to New, Bad Wolves, Five Finger Death Punch, and Breaking Benjamin. And that was
Out of
a
all those names you've said, I've heard of the last two you said, and that's it.
okay. And then like a couple months later, this was the very last concert that I took her to, and that before lockdown, we saw 3 Days Grace and Disturbed, and
Oh yeah, I've heard of those two. Yeah.
that that was a great lineup. Disturbed just came out with their Evolution album at that time, so got to hear like Are You Ready live, and I was so happy. I got to hear their cover of Sound of Silence live. That was holy cow! I had chills down my spine hearing that live. That was wonderful.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
oh, that was good. And then actually later, we're finally getting back into concert stuff. Coming up at the beginning of August, Rouge and I are traveling to Detroit to see Avenged Sevenfold. So,
Holy
Ooh,
shit.
yeah, they're very famous.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
oh,
Aw.
I'm so excited. By the way, shout out to Skull for the hotel recommendation, because we're gonna crash at that same hotel that we crashed at before Sonic Symphony when we went and picked you up.
And,
So
and that's the one, Cat, that you and Tori stayed at when you guys came over to see Sonic 2.
Hell yeah,
No.
love that.
yeah, that was a really nice hotel. So we're gonna stay there. And Skull, it's gonna suck because I know you're like 15 minutes away. I'm sorry. We're gonna have other people with us, and they have to get back home, so we
Oh,
can't
okay, yeah.
go
I was,
hang
I was
out.
gonna be like, how long do you plan on being there?
Yeah, and I'm sorry. It's a Tuesday night concert.
Oh,
So it's not gonna get out till like, probably like 11 o'clock at night if I had to guess. So yeah. It's over at Pine Knob. So
gotcha.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, uh, Trip, is it just the Wiggles, or is been anyone else?
thankfully it's not just the Wiggles. You mentioned the symphony orchestra. I had to go to one of those for a college assignment. It was like a requirement to pass. Um, and my dad wanted to go, so I took my dad at this beautiful performance hall in downtown Little Rock. It was interesting, actually. I enjoyed it a little bit more than I thought I would. Which, to be fair, expectations were already low, but it was really neat. There's a dude playing a violin that was like 500 years old. I'm not even exaggerating. Like it was an old fucking instrument.
Nice.
And it was like it was long. It was like because I was thinking, okay, it's gonna take an hour, maybe an hour and a half. No, that thing went on for fucking. I mean, it was a while. And I even mentioned that to my dad. I was like, man, this is going on for a long time. And he was like, well, it's no longer than a football game. And I said, I'm gonna punch you in the face. But I did not. Um, but it was great. It was the dude who's I almost called him the composer. That's not the right word. The guy who was like in charge of the orchestra, like the conductor dude. He's a guy from Russia. And he started the whole thing interestingly because he asked everybody to stand and he played the national anthem, the U.S. anthem, and that was interesting. And he explained why, and it's because despite him being from Eastern Europe, he now considers the U.S. his home. And I was like, oh my god,
Aw,
that's so wholesome. Yeah,
that is
so
very
that's cool.
wholesome.
Yeah. So it was a great concert overall. My car almost died halfway on the way home, but that's besides the
No.
point. Yeah, it was great. And then other than that, this is going to be a really stupid question. Does going to see a man play with puppets count as a concert?
Yes.
Why not?
Okay, Jeff Dunham in December. That was pretty
Yeah.
Oh, let's
my God, I haven't thought
go.
about him in a
That
hot
was
minute.
sick.
Oh,
It was
that's
really cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
My
I
mom
was
took
so
me to
happy
see
I got
him.
to go. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I've never been to a comedy show before, and I'm really glad his was the first. He even kind of explained how he was going to structure his show before he got started. He explained it kind of like how like rock bands and stuff usually like to play their classics, like their hits. He was going to mix that, like some of his bits and his gags, with some new material that he wrote that day, and he was also um, basically practicing some of his gags for his upcoming special that he was going to record. I was like,
Oh,
fuck
that's
yeah, this is awesome. Yeah.
hell yeah.
Then I'm going to add it on a kind of depressing note, but I don't really care that much. So you guys like music, right? Just wanted to make
Heck
sure,
yeah.
right?
A,
Naturally.
B, C, D, E, F, G.
Okay, you guys like fun music, right?
Certified banger.
Yes.
You like weird music, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, Saturday, I had a ticket to go see Weird Al Yankovic.
Hell
Saturday,
yeah.
Oh.
I did not get to see Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
And I'm so pissed.
Oh.
Man.
I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty
Oh.
of it, but a lot of behind the scenes bullshit that I kind of got dragged into like half an hour
Oh.
away from the concert. I couldn't get my fucking tickets refunded or resold or anything. So that's like $145 down the fucking drain, and I
Oh,
didn't get to see
no.
fucking Weird Al. So there's no telling if he's going to do another tour and come through here again, but this seems to be one of his more frequent stops. So I'm hoping and praying that
Fingers
one of these days
crossed.
I get to, but fuck, and that's my closing statement.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
I've gotten to see him before. It was awesome.
I was gonna say I feel you, Trip, because it seems to me like most of my friends who I talk with online have seen Weird Al, Gabriel Iglesias, or both, and I haven't yet. So,
God damn it! God damn it! I need to see both.
Oh my God, Gabriel Iglesias, that's Fluffy, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Fluffy's
just-
great, dude.
I saw
For
Fluffy
some
last
reason,
year.
his
That
upcoming
was
tour
great.
doesn't come through here. He was supposed to be here like during his last tour, and then his show got canceled, so I didn't get to go, and now he's not even coming here.
sad.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
He's coming back to Grand Rapids, Michigan later this year, and Rouge and I are like, you want to go again? So we might be going to see Fluffy again this year.
Oh man.
I would
We'll
love
see.
to see him.
The thing is, Trip, you brought this up, like you talking about music, and I'll throw in musicals into this as well.
Yes.
So I had such a fun time this past Saturday. I finally got to see Beetlejuice the musical,
I'm
and
so jealous. You're gonna make me
it was
cry.
so freaking good. Oh my god. I was so happy. The music was so good. I was so happy. Like,
They are
holy
all
cow.
bangers.
They are. They really are. The whole soundtrack for the musical is just so good. And it was a really good production too. So I'm glad that we went and did that. That was so much fun. I was so tired that on Saturday, but it was absolutely worth it for Beetlejuice.
Hell yeah. On the topic of musicals, I've seen one musical live. I mean, I've seen kid, but like if you're talking specifically musicals, I've seen one of them live, which to nobody's surprise is Avenue. I want to say 16 question mark, and yeah, they were doing a UK, and one of their stops was the city that I went to college in, and I mean I wasn't in college anymore at the time, but that city is not very far from where I live, like, at all. So I made a point to like be in that city that day doing other stuff, and then I just walked down to the theater. Obviously I had a ticket, and god, what a fantastic show that was. I'd love to go see it.
I'll tell you what, Lyrical, you brought up Avenue Q. That musical, oh my god. Like, I don't think I've laughed so hard in my life
Right,
seeing that. Oh my god. That was so great.
that's one of my dream shows. I'd love to be in that show someday.
Yeah, I know. I've thought of that too. I'm just like, man, I got to keep an eye on my civic theater, because if they do Avenue Q again, man, I might have to audition for it.
Who would you audition for?
I knew you were gonna ask that. I don't know, because
You
everybody
know who I
is
think
so
you would
funny.
absolutely be
Who?
brilliant as? I think
Who?
you'd be a brilliant Brian.
Brian? Oh god. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see that. Oh my god.
No, for real, you could be anyone. I'm sure you'd be fine.
Yeah,
Actually, being Brian.
Brian.
Honestly,
Oh
there's
my
a few
god.
roles I'd love to be in multiple shows of it, just so I could play all the characters that I would want
It
to.
would be so much fun. It would be so much fun. The soundtrack is just it's just it's oh, I don't know. It's just it's
It's
great.
Oh my
amazing.
god.
Have you seen, by the way? I've
Hmm?
seen some like clips recently, and they've made some like technological updates to the puppets, and they're fucking fantastic. And like they're like such small things that make them feel like way more alive.
Mhm.
I don't know which specific show it was, but the guy who was playing Trekkie Monster, that specific puppet, they added like functioning like not so well, yeah, eyelids. You couldn't really see the eyelids, so
Oh.
just very small eyelids, so that the guy playing him was able to like open his eyes a little more to show like more of like a shocked expression when Kate's like, normal people don't sit at home and look at stuff on the internet, and he just has this like little moment where both he and Trekkie raise their eyebrows. It looks so refreshing to see. It looks so real.
Huh. That's cool. By
And
the way, for
another
those
one I really like, one of the productions they give Lucy legs
yes, I have yes. Mhm.
and have her like dancing in like this, they and have her dance in like a box, so they're able to like do all kinds of moves with her legs and stuff, and like her entire body. Dude, it looks so fucking fantastic.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, you're just popping up, you're just showing the fuck off now. God damn it.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to go see it again.
For those in chat like that might be wondering what the heck we're talking about, Avenue Q, it's a great musical. Think of it as Sesame Street, but rated X.
Yeah, literally. It's the Muppets on drugs.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I like that they update the references for whenever a performance is showing, because like specific lyrics will be like dated to when they came out, and then they'll like update them for where and whenever they're and it just works every time. I remember when I went to see Avenue Q like 10 or so years ago, back like at the time, David Cameron was prime minister, and I won't get into politics obviously, but not a popular man. So in the very last song, the original lyric is George Bush is only for now, because that's who was the president at the time. But they changed it obviously on the UK tour. They changed it to David Cameron is only for now, and the whole fucking theater, me included, uproariously applauded. We were like, go.
Oh, that's funny.
And
Gosh.
they do that no matter which cast it is, no matter which country or whatever, they will
Yeah.
always update that lyric to be relevant to today.
Yep.
And I love that
I
for
do
them.
too.
I love it.
It's great. It's great. Man, musicals could be its own thing as well, but you know,
True.
yeah.
I
Oh
got
man.
to do a little bit of musical theatre showing off the other day, and I'll make this my last story because I do have to head off. I mean, this isn't so much an in-person event, but it involved a bunch of people in real life event as much as this podcast is an in real life event, if that makes sense. So I was in a Zoom call recently, like very recently. This was literally the day before yesterday for me. It'll be yesterday for you guys. And it actually took the whole weekend because we did do it on Saturday and the recordings didn't save, unfortunately, so we did it again. But the group that I'm part of, the Rebel Badge Club that I'm part of, we are like divided into patrols, and we've got like this challenge this month, do our own like play, basically. So we scripted, like it can be whatever we want, like scripted and rehearsed and everything, and we just recorded our play, like our little mini play that we made the fuck up on originally on the Saturday. The recordings fell through, so we got the final recordings done on a Sunday, which went a lot better anyway. We had more people there, and it was basically just the whole Zoom call and the whole show was just basically, right, patrol, we need to make a play. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's think about it. And then just like a bunch of us just start throwing shit at the wall, like, let's do Shakespeare, no, let's do musicals. And I was the musicals guy, so every line I did, I sang in reference to like an existing song from a musical, but like related to the specific events and like rebel law and stuff. And it was actually so much fun. It was a lot of
I
fun
love
just
that.
being able to geek out and just sing to everyone. It's like I'm gonna force as many musical references in here. And I didn't write the script, but I did add a couple of extra little references that I scripted myself, just to like surprise them. Just like it's gonna pass off as improv, but it's not because I scripted it, and it seemed to work. They really liked it, so yay.
I love that. That's great. Lyrical, I guess I didn't realize that you're also a bit of a thespian as well, so that's cool.
Oh, dude, like that shit's my dream. We can. I will gladly yap with you all day long about anything theater and specifically musical theater related.
Oh, yeah. Lyrical,
Especially musical theater.
we'll have to chat
Obviously,
sometime. Yeah, we'll have to chat
obviously
sometime.
another day because I was meant to head off like an hour ago.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I did send a message saying I'll be like half an hour over. Yeah, I went like 45 minutes overtime from that, so but no one said anything, so I'm assuming but I won't push it much further. So I'll say my piece and head off now. And actually get the fuck to bed. But thank you for having me here, everyone. This was a really fun episode to talk in.
Yeah, no problem.
Yay!
Thanks for signing up
Yeah,
to be a part of it.
absolutely. Yeah, loved every second of it. Can't wait for the episode to come out. Really looking forward to it. I wish you all a very good night and time. So good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So, uh, miracle out.
Haha, victory! I may or may not have just bullied my husband into taking me to see Gabriel Iglesias in November.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, let's go.
Aha.
It's on a Saturday, so shouldn't conflict with work.
Well, to that I say, teehee, they're married now. Uh,
Yes, we are.
uh,
I will never get tired of saying husband.
um, so, I guess, maybe a couple little things, left to cover, like, because we've done theme parks. We did theme parks for a very long time. We did, uh, I suppose, like, stage shows or meet and greets or whatever for like, multimedia. We did concerts. How about like, say, sports, just for a little bit. Um,
Oh, hello. You have my attention now.
because I know Because I know, when we were first organizing this episode, and Trip wanted to be on, he said that he would want to be, or that he could be the sports guy. Uh, so, um, I'll
I
just go
guess,
on.
yes.
Yeah, I'll just go on first because, I don't think my piece is going to be very long. Uh, like, as far as my experience, I've been to a few, Detroit Tigers games, three of them if I can remember correctly. They have a 2-1 record with me in attendance. uh, and um, uh, a Red Wings game as well. Unfortunately, they lost that one in overtime. Uh, and that was between, it was all in a very, like, less than a year long portion of my life. The first Tiger game was, May of 2010. Uh, and that was a cool experience, though, because, like, you go to your first baseball game and it went into extra innings, and, it was a big comeback win. uh that was a fun time. I got to see an asshole Red Sox fan get kicked out, and like, my section of the crowd sang, like, "Na na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye" at him.
Hey, good. Bye. Yes.
uh so, that was cool. um when I look at the score sheet to, the Red Wings game that I went to, like, just the sheer magnitude of the names, because I think, like, I actually, I know for sure that Joe Thornton scored the first goal that I ever saw in person, and I know, Henrik Zetterberg was also on the score sheet, and I think, Datsuk was as well. Uh, so, like, if you think, like, late 2000s, early 2010s NHL, like, that's a pretty good list. Um, but, like, let me just refer to my notes here. Uh, oh yeah, I did also go to a Monster Jam event, when I was almost 9 years old. Monster trucks are loud. Uh,
Yeah.
and and it was the only event that I ever, attended at the, Pontiac Silverdome. But like, one of the things I definitely remember about it was how loud it was, and I didn't have earplugs, and we actually sat pretty close to the action, as well. Uh, so I had to get used to the sound, which probably didn't help my tinnitus. Uh, but, no, that was cool. The truck I was rooting for won the, the freestyle event. So yeah. Uh, you know, but I think the most significant of my sports or sports adjacent in this case uh, things would be attending professional wrestling events. Um, so I went to 2 episodes of Monday Night Raw. Uh, and the second one was not very remarkable at all because I couldn't sleep the night before, so we left very, very early. Uh,
Mm.
Unfortunately, that ended up being a bit of a waste. But the first one that I went to, like the very first wrestling event that I ever went to was the October 28th, 2002 edition of Monday Night Raw, and thinking about my attendance of pro wrestling shows, it strays to be like a little historical in some ways because that episode of Raw was where we saw the very end, the cutoff, the God having mercy of the Katie Vick storyline ending. Um, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah, I remember showing Trip a video about how bonkers that shit was. Uh, and just as a fan, I'd been a fan for nearly a year at that point, so it was cool to go and attend, to see the show, pick up a pretty sweet arena exclusive piece of swag. uh you know that was all fun and good. And then like 3.5 years later, it was the return of Saturday night's main event after like like well over a decade. The first one that they did, especially on NBC, I think was the first time that they did that in 15 years. So um, a bit historic in that way, and it was that particular one was like right in the middle of WrestleMania hype. Like it was only a couple weeks away at that point, and you know, so uh, things were building up, and everything was so exciting, great times. But that's kind of my spiel on sports and whatnot. Trip, I'm sure you've been bouncing up and down
I
in your seat.
Uh, um, I like the games. Where do I start? Well, I don't have any experience nearly as cool as WWE. That's for sure. I think I told you a couple years ago, Skull, that I intend to go next time they come through here, and they haven't. So
Uh,
that
Good
does
luck with those
yet to be
prices,
seen.
because
Oh
Jesus
God.
Christ. Yeah, no,
Uh,
I think I
now that
told
you
you about
mention
it before. Like when I went, they were pricing shows for families, and now with the new ownership and stuff, they price it for premium. So I'm
oh,
sure even the nosebleed
oh,
seats will cost an arm and a leg.
well, good luck getting fucking attendance in Arkansas there, Triple H. God damn. Well, where do okay the in terms of like the big leagues, like a pro league, I've only been to one. That pretty much. I went to one NBA game in Dallas with my dad, and we were only in town because my sister was getting married um, in a couple months then, and like the wedding was in April. We were there in February for like a bridal shower or something like that, and we had something to do. So my mom had the great idea to get us tickets to a Mavs game, and it was really cool. She got us two, and and they were pretty sweet seats. I mean, for like roughly $200 in 2017, they were pretty fucking good. We got to see old man Dirk play his basketball game. That fucking tall dude, and that was like his 19th year in the NBA by then. So he'd been around, and he was already just like playing like an old man. So it was pretty silly. Um, Gosh. So here's my problem. I have an addiction, an addiction with collegiate sports, specifically the school I currently attend, the University of Arkansas. And I try to go to as many games as possible. So, picking a specific game to talk about will be very difficult, so I might do a bit of a lightning round. Um,
I could
uh,
think of one, but
you can think of one? Okay, well, let me preface with this. When I was growing up as a little wee boy, I had sensory issues, and my parents, to put it nicely, were very stupid, and they had no idea that I had sensory issues until I made it obvious. Um, so they'd take me to games, and this was when like our football team was really, really good. So the place would get stupid loud, and they'd be shocked that it was bothering me. Like, oh my god, what's going on? Um, so there's a period of time that I didn't go. Then 2011 comes around, and I pick up interest again, and the Razorbacks, as they're lovingly known as around here, were playing Mississippi State in the capital city of Little Rock, and I was like, you know what, I'm down to go because my parents tend to go for like date weekends and shit, but not they wanted to bring me, so we went, we got a hotel, we stayed the night. The next morning, I got to hear an old man say "fuck it" on live television. It was fantastic. For those who know anything about ESPN and college football, you know exactly who I'm talking about and when. Um, and that day kind of got me started and really, really getting into um, American football. And yes, that's what it's called, football. I'm going to keep saying it to piss off you Europeans. Football, football, football. And I've been in love with it ever since. Years and years later, and over the years after that, it was really, really hard to convince my dad to take me to a game because he had season tickets, being um, a university grad and also a foundation member. So like he throws in a couple of like extra bucks to support the whole athletics um, department pretty much, and make sure the athletes get the proper shit they need, which nowadays is not hard to get. But we've had the same seats in Razorback Stadium since like I don't know 45, 50 years ago. We've been around. But convincing him to take me to a game was always hard, and I can never figure out why. But when I finally did like get to consistently go to games, that's just so happens, you know, I got my own car, able to drive myself there. All of a sudden, we suck at football again. So that was very, very hard. Um, Now, Brandon, I'm very curious to know what game you're specifically talking about. So, would you like to preface it so I can know and then go off about it?
uh, well, uh, I think I may be able to jog your memory by saying one simple word: shirts.
Okay. Once upon a time in the year of our Lord 2022, the state of Arkansas was experiencing a very particularly cold November. Now it does get cold around here, contrary to what Brandon believes. But no, it is not 100 degrees 24/7 down here. We do get snow, we do get winter. It's great. November was insane this year because we got like snow early in that month, which almost never happens. We usually get it, you know, maybe around Christmas if we're lucky, January, February, never November. So we got snow one week, and the next week um, we had a night game, which doesn't happen often when you suck at football. But luckily this night we did. It was a November night. The the high for like the entire day, I want to say, was like 31, and by game time at 6:30 at night, the sun already gone down. It was like 28 degrees. It was frigid. Me and a couple of my buddies who have like military backgrounds from the Air Force and the National Guard. Um, we all went. We were all bundled up and everything, all comfortable. I had a dare for them, or well, not really for them, a self challenge. I told myself that for every touchdown we lead by, I will remove a top layer. Now that was saying a lot because I had like a t-shirt, a thermal shirt over that, like a sweater, um, probably another sweater, a hoodie, and a whole coat over that. So I was like 5-6 layers. Now, what I mean by touchdowns we lead by, think of it as just points. The more points we lead by, 1 point, 2 points, that's 2 points, 2 layers lost. Got it? Good. Um, so the reason I gave myself that challenge is it's cold. A football is made out of pure leather, so it's very hard to throw. And I expected both teams to, keep it on the ground, low scoring, just simple, old-fashioned, hard-nosed, uh, fuck yeah, tackle each other, snuggle a bit, football. And that's kind of what we got for the first 5 minutes. Arkansas scored. So I was like, okay, shit, I get to remove my coat, no big deal. We get the ball back, instantly score. Oh shit, I got to take off my hoodie now. Get the ball again, score again, and now it's like 21-3 or something like that. And now I'm down to my fucking t-shirt, and I'm freaking the hell out. So I had to run down and grab like 3 hot chocolates for us, completely down this hot chocolate. But by the time our team got the football back, just before we had possession, thank God I did. Empty mug in hand, I watch our beautiful running back, whose nickname fittingly was named Rocket Sanders, charge like 50 yards into the end zone. Suddenly, from anyone else's point of view who was sitting around me, I disappear. I just crouch down and disappear. And then, blooming, was this beautiful, shirtless, Caucasian flower of a man. And everybody around us instantly, went nuts. For some reason, loving the fact that I am now a fat, topless man in the crowd at this football game. And my friends thought that I was nuts. And with a little bit of convincing, eventually both of them lost their shirts as well. And we spent the entirety of this game, like another 2 hours, completely topless. For whatever reason, people were like coming up to us, taking pictures with us. It was the wildest thing. I guess to contrast them being super bundled up, and then these 3 fucking dudes just completely topless. Safe to say, Brandon, we pioneered the tarps off movement that is now being seen in Major League Baseball. I'll take full credit for that. I think I became numb because I was
You
head
don't
to toe
say.
bundled. Because well, shut up! I was so bundled down my pants. I didn't go fully commando. I had these my late granddad's old hunting boots and stuff. They're insulated. When I was shirtless, my toes were the coldest part of my body. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Then I didn't feel cold until I put all my clothes back on. So that was wild. But I mean, thank God we won, because I would have been really pissed that I got that I went tits out for nothing. But God loved me that day, and I will never ever forget that. It was so much fun. And I pray to God I get another night of football where it's below freezing temperatures at night, just so I can have an excuse to do that there again. Because by God, was it I don't want to call it a spectacle, but it was a experience.
Uh, I, I do remember. I think I may have told you about how dangerous that was once I found out. Uh,
And I didn't get sick.
He's
That's the crazy
topless
part. I
at
didn't get
night.
sick. Good grief, he's naked.
well, I loved your descriptions. In this podcast, somehow it all revolves back around to one or all of us being fat. Uh,
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
I'm so sorry.
Goodness.
That's only one story.
Oh my god.
One of many. So, I guess as a nice little piece because we are actually well over 2 hours now. A nice little piece. If anyone has any like say local things like maybe some annual tradition in your hometown or like a Renaissance fair or just something that goes on around your area or at least used to go around in your area.
Why do I feel you looking at me when you say that?
I don't know. It's something like TTP is someone I could see going to a Renaissance fair. You know, uh, I could see
True.
him going
Like
anywhere.
I don't
He's legit been everywhere. Uh,
I don't know why. I just felt like you were looking at me when you said Renaissance fair.
uh,
Oh my god.
goodness gracious, but like if there's anything that's become a local tradition for you or used to be a local tradition, I will never forgive you people in Ritchie Town for getting rid of all your Christmas lights except that one house. Uh, but uh,
Still mad about it.
I- yeah, dude, that was the biggest disappointment like ever. So, like, just as a short little aside, I know I've mentioned it before, but when I was a child, we used to drive around to like the Gross Points, which is where a lot of the rich people in Metro Detroit live. Uh, and as rich people, you'd think that they like showing off, right? And they used to, because they used to get these extremely like extravagant, beautiful Christmas decorations. It was like going to a festival, just driving around the fucking street, seeing these places. But when Cat and
Bronner's in real life.
yeah, uh,
Yeah.
so like when Kat and Tori and I got together to watch the Michigan Ohio State game, one of our activities was gonna be to go and see these lights, and there is nowadays one house in that area that still actually gives a damn. Uh, so
Lame.
so props to that one person. Fuck you to everyone else.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, but yeah, for any of you, again, like any local events or traditions, things to go to around where you are, if any.
Oh man, we have an awesome it's small town, so it's nothing spectacular off the beaten path kind of thing, but just before school starts, we have our local fair. And it was always for me very nostalgic because it kind of marked as a kid, as a child, for me it marked like, okay, summer's officially over. It was kind of the last big hurrah of summer before school started. I'm not kidding, we had the fair and then literally the next week school started. Well, it was kind of cool because we would my school ran a food booth, so before the school year started, I would actually get to meet some of my teachers, or my teacher that I would have um, at the start of the school year. I would get to meet them at the fair 1 week before school started. So that was always kind of cool, and it was always a nice turning point. Like, it's like, okay, we get one big hurrah at the end of summer, but then just like, then school starts. It was kind of a nice segue into the school year. So that was always fun, and even my high school too did the same thing as well. So it was always great, and a bunch of us, we'd always go to the fair, just as kind of like, hey, summer's over, and let's yeah, it's so it was always very cool. That was always a nice local tradition. The fair still goes on. It still happens. And actually, Rouge she was just like, "Do you want to try to go this year?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that'd be a lot of fun," because I like going to the like demolition derbies and the tractor pulls and stuff like that, and going to those events there at the fair. That's always a lot of fun. That and well, since we've talked about being fat and whatnot. I think for me, the biggest fat thing I do there is how I'll get myself a big ass elephant ear and enjoy it. And that's like the one elephant ear I eat a year. So,
Oh,
um,
the elephant ear is like secret treasure to you.
yeah,
Is
yeah, exactly. So yes, I'll go get like an elephant ear, sometimes maybe a funnel cake or something like that, and just yeah, like it just good stuff. That's honestly kind of it, local tradition wise. And yes, I do go to Ren fairs. So just
yeah, like I said, dude, TTP's been everywhere. Why wouldn't he go to a Renaissance fair?
Yeah.
in fact, Rouge and I are probably going to one later this year. So
Yeah. Uh, so,
oh,
Kat, how about you?
Well, speaking of Ren fairs, Tori and I only started going in the last couple of years. My best friend is a very, very big Renaissance fair person. Like that is her seasonal job. September to November, she dresses up as an elf and is a tavern wench and just goes around with her fellow elves and gives out
love
goodies to
that.
people. It's a whole thing. Um, this year we're actually going to go on fantasy weekend. The Ohio Renaissance Fair always has themed weekends, and the first one is always fantasy weekend. We just haven't had the chance to go because that's usually the same weekend that Tori's work will have family day at Kings Island. But this year, Bestie is like, no, we are going. I want to go with you guys. Mark it on your calendar. We're like, okay. Um, as far as other stuff, it wasn't local to me, but it was local to my grandmother. Miss that woman so much. But growing up, I think it was in September. It's been a long time, but there used to be a strawberry festival near where she lived. Um, and the only way I can describe it is like a very, very mini version of like your state fair. Like there were rides and booths and games and stuff, and then I think there were some people who actually like came in and like sold strawberries, and you could like go pick strawberries and stuff. Um, but that was something that she took me and my cousin to like every year when we were growing up, when we would spend the weekend with her. And oh, it it was such a fun experience, just getting to run around and play games and check things out. And then I guess the only other thing I can think of is the actual state fair, which happens the last week of July every year. And all I can think about is the giant ass slide that they have
Oh, dude.
and the deep fried Buckeyes that we would get when we went.
Oh,
You could
not
eat
dude.
those?
Okay, just so you know, there is a difference between the two Buckeyes. One is edible because it's chocolate and peanut butter. The other is not edible.
Oh,
Please do not eat the nut.
oh, okay. Now I'm kind of disappointed.
Are we talking Cat? Not on the Buckeyes, but the slide. Are we talking like the multicolored like big ass bumpy slide that you ride
Yes,
on a blanket?
yes,
Yeah, that was the
yes.
shit.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
good
I
times.
went on that I went on that thing religiously as a child.
I mean, of course. Hell yeah.
I think I got one year I went with Tori, I think like a few years ago, and we went on it, and I think the slide actually gave him a bruise on his ass because of how hard he was hitting it when he was going down.
I can't blame it because those have been known to hurt people
Hmm.
sometimes. So uh, be careful while sliding, I suppose. In more ways than
Yes.
one. Uh, but uh, yeah. Uh, so it was the slide and your snacks and was there anything else?
There was a they have one roller coaster at the state fair too, like a small one, but that thing goes around so violently that the last time Tori and I were on it, once we got off it, we just looked at each other and went, "We can't do that anymore."
Too much blood.
Mm.
Well, um, but it's good to hear that you had so much fun and everything. I either forgot or didn't know before this story that you had cousins. So, uh, that's that's something. We'll learn something new. Trip, local anythings on your end?
So if we get really, really local, my hometown is really big on the 4th of July. Have a big old fireworks display, and you see this one's really special because we have a lake. Because we're totally the only town to have one, clearly. So a lot of people show up for that, and I've kind of made it a tradition to stay home because it gets real crowded. Small town plus really crowded equals holy fuck, and
Mm.
it's
I feel
it
that.
yeah, it gets pretty bad. Ironic for coming from a guy who just talked about being shirtless in a crowded football stadium, but that's besides the point. Um, that's really all we do. We have some other fairs and shit too down in like the park. I haven't really gone. There's one that I know for sure has some interesting history. It's called the oh, what is it called? It's like the Old Soldiers Festival or something like that. Old Soldiers. That's all I'm gonna call it. The OS. And it started a long ass time ago as a reunion between soldiers from both the Union and Confederate armies in the Civil War, and to come together for as like a peace thing. And it was really really cool. It started long ass time ago. Obviously, all the surviving members of said war don't exist anymore, so we kind of just do it now as a remembrance thing. I couldn't tell you what time of the year it goes on though, because it's kind of inconsistent when we do it. But I like I said, I don't really do much around here in the hometown. I have picked up a new thing that I found interesting. Um, in February, there was this something called this incredible thing that I discovered while I was at work, just down the road. It's called a convention. And what you do at a convention is you cosplay and you go do cool shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm bored as hell. I'm gonna go down to the convention center and see what's up. Um, Lo and behold, this was Little Rock Anime Fest, and despite it being called Anime Fest, there was a lot of like non-anime stuff there. And I could tell which one was anime because I didn't know what property it was. But there was a lot of gaming stuff, a lot of digital circus cosplayers, which really
Hmm.
was pretty cool. Um, I had an amazing interaction by complete accident with I think I told Skull this story with somebody who was cosplaying Amy Rose. Um, and I don't even know if I should tell Skull. Do you even remember what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Should I tell this story? Because it's real.
I mean, the shit if you want to.
I'll be quick. So I found this one booth. They had like Godzilla figures in there, and I was checking out the Godzilla shit. I looked to the like right next to me, and there's the Amy cosplayer I talked about, and she's like doing this fist of doom at these Sonic and Blaze figures that are on the top shelf that are ridiculously expensive. They were like fucking I couldn't even tell you the price. It was like $200 or some shit.
Oh my
Really
god.
pricey. Yeah, and we just got to talking about how ridiculously priced it was because all it was like Sonic and Blaze. Um, and then somebody noticed um, that there was like I think the packaging it was something Archie related because the back of the packaging had like an Archie comic cover of some kind, and
Yeah,
so we're like, oh, that makes sense. Hmm?
it was a Jazzwares 2 pack.
Okay.
I remember seeing maybe not the Sonic and Blaze one, but one of them in a Toys R Us many years ago where they like it included two little figures and a comic book. And it was probably priced like that because I think that was the only way that you could get a Blaze figure. So she
Oh,
from that line was probably particularly rare. And Jazzware stuff for whatever reason is unbelievably expensive these days, no matter what it is. Uh,
so yeah, so that explains it. But we were talking and we noticed the Archie comic cover, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. So it's probably older, a little more rare. And then when you think of Sonic and Archie comics, what mustachioed man do you think of? Yeah, we got to the whole shtick. Oh, damn you, Ken Penders, for making this expensive. And then I made the amazing, what I thought was a mistake, but it turned out to be the accidental hilarity. I called it. It was expensive because of Kenflation, and the two people next to me thought that was fucking hilarious. Like the Amy cosplayer lost her mind laughing, and she's like, "Oh my god, that just made my day. Thank you." Um, so like that was that. That was like, oh, that was fun. The rest of the con that day, I turn the corner every now and then, and she sees me. She'll just scream, "Kenflation!" I'm like, God damn it! so, so I I'll never forget being haunted by Kenflation. That was fun. Other than that, I bought some cool shit like stickers and stuff. Like I got I can brag about what I got. I got an Jammer Lammy sticker. I got a Parappa the Rapper sticker. I got
oh fuck.
fucking Pim and Charlie from Smiling Friends. Um, I got a Bluey magnet for my niece because my eldest niece because she loves Bluey. I got that for her
Nice.
birthday. Um, there was some more stuff that I really should have got, but I also blew my money on taking pictures with a couple of voice actors, including Courage the Cowardly Dog, but worth it. He was the fucking sweetest guy of all time. So now I'm kind of into conventions now. There's a con coming up in Memphis called Anime Blues Con, and Jim Cummings is going to be there, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta go at least meet the goat. So I intend on doing just that. So I guess I'm a con goer now. I'm not a cosplayer
Nice.
yet, but I'm a con goer.
Yeah, buddy. Uh, well, uh, as far as like local stuff goes on my end, uh, I do think about my hometown and around July 4th. They always do their fireworks, and it's a big thing. It involves the local park, because usually like during the summer you gotta have a pass or whatever to get in. But this is like one of those days where everyone can come and enjoy the fun. Uh, Live music playing and whatnot. I've only been into the park a couple of times when it happened. Uh, like once when I was 11, and then another time when I was 18. When I was 18, it was much better because I got closer to like the lake. They like put the fireworks on a barge and pop them off. So I actually got to see the barge and the fireworks up close. It was pretty cool. Otherwise, I remember like trying to see them from like say my grandma's front yard. That wasn't really a great vantage point because there's not really like there's too much blocking your sight from there. Um, I've seen them better from other places, but uh, you know. But it was magical that last time I really got to go and see it, when I was 18. Because basically like right up at the edge of um, of the lake. Again, I saw the barge they were firing them from, saw the fireworks. It was pretty cool, and that reminds me of yet another fireworks related thing that I think would be a nice little note to end on as far as
Yay.
things before the viewer question. Um, but when I was younger and living in a different place, though it's still not too far away, um, there would be like this fair going on at I think it was run by the county because it was like right around where like the courthouse and everything was. I don't think they still do that. I could be wrong, but whatever. So I was 7, if I remember correctly. More than likely. And we do the whole carnival thing. Your Ferris wheel ride, your cotton candy. I remember these like particularly large corn dogs, and they had like when you got your corn dog, you had the option of getting mustard and ketchup, right? That sounds normal, but they had these like giant ketchup and mustards like hanging off of a rope, like by the stand. So you just just got this giant thing of mustard or whatever. It was interesting. Go on the tilt-a-whirl, go into the fun house, the maze, whatever. It was cool, but like the night ended with a fireworks display. And when I say that the one in my hometown felt magical, this fireworks display in particular felt very magical. And I couldn't tell you why. It was like everyone was like leaving because it was almost closing time. But like when the fireworks are going on, everyone in the crowd just stopped. It was raining at the time, uh, which somehow added to its coolness. Uh, so we're just looking up. The rain's pouring down, but no one cares. I didn't see a single umbrella in sight. Uh, and the fireworks are just going off. It was like, man, if you've ever seen the ending of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, like, it kind of felt like a big celebration like that. Uh,
Hmm.
it was fucking cool. And uh, I think a friend of my stepdad's was staying in a hotel like close by. So after the fireworks ended, it was such a weird little thing. We went to their hotel room, but we didn't do it conventionally. I remember like we went in there to just like regroup, and then went back to the car and went home. But like as we went in to regroup, we went into their hotel room through the window, and I don't know why that
What?
was necessary. Uh, I just remember going in through the window and like NASCAR was on and we just sat there and chilled for a moment before going back home. It was weird. But anytime I think about like a nostalgic just experience, for lack of a better term, uh, just something where everyone stopped and enjoyed themselves for a little bit and forgot all of everything else going on in the world. Uh, the fireworks display in the rain, man, big feels. Uh, and that I think is the best note that we could end all these anecdotes on. Um,
Oh.
Goodness McGracious. Uh, so that's nearly 2 hours and 45 minutes into this thing. I think this one's going to end up being the longest episode of the show. Uh,
Oh
we
boy.
uh, we do have the viewer question. So if you listening would like to be able to submit a viewer question, you got to become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies level. That will allow you access to vote on the topic of each episode, and then you do that 1 month, and then while we're preparing for the episode the next month and doing the episode, you get the chance to submit a viewer question, and as long as it abides by YouTube's guidelines, the panel and I will answer them. So our viewer question today comes from Eddie, who asks, what is one concert or event that you would never attend under any circumstances? Me personally, I would hate to go to an Italian brain rot rave party. Well, thank you for the question, Eddie, and I think that the answer comes
What?
to me pretty quickly. Anything to do with Ohio State. There you go.
Fuck you.
See, I answered that because I knew it was going to get Cat angry.
You're such an ass.
uh, but for real though, you know, if we're not including obvious answers like say anything hateful or whatever, um, I don't know, maybe a music festival or a concert or something, anywhere that a mosh pit can open up in, because
Oh,
I don't like getting beat up, and that's the first thing I could think of off the top of my head. Anyone else? Uh, what would you guys not want to attend?
Um,
country music.
Fuck you too, Trip.
What the? Oh, I'm sorry for having good taste. Damn.
Man, Cat's just catching all the strays today.
wow.
I'm gonna fight all of you.
What did TTP do?
No, you're right. HTTP say I'm gonna fight you and Trip.
We win. We win. Yeah, we win. Yeah.
No, she's gonna send the cats after us. We're done for.
Hmm. Hmm. Weave.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, okay. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now that I would not want to attend. However, there was one show. It was one of those big rock festivals that I went to, and Puddle of Mud was there, and
What?
I was very disappointed with Puddle of Mud's set because the front man, the lead singer, and his name just went out of my head. Rouge and I, we were just talking about this the other day. Basically, it ended up just being an instrumental set because I think he was both drunk and high.
Oof.
And basically, he was just, he could not make it through a whole song. I think he maybe got like 10 words in, and then that was it for one song. And then there was like maybe like 5 words scattered throughout the rest of each of the songs performed that he was able to get out, and that was it. I thought it was mic issues, sound issues at first, but after observing him through my binoculars, no, he was definitely having an episode. So, and I know he struggled for decades with various addictions, so I'm sure that had some, something to do with it. But yeah, he was definitely not all there for that. And I think kind of right up there. One thing I not actually, this was the same show. Seether was also there, and I love Seether. And it was good, but it felt very much like they were just like back in garage band mode. It felt like just, I don't know, very garage band ish, and not part of a like larger music set. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was still good getting to sing along with some of the Seether songs that I love. But yeah, I don't know. It just man, if I could go back, and take those like kind of just forget about Puddle of Mud that set. Yeah, I would do that. And man, I hope someday I get to hear them again, and hopefully the front man is in better shape the next go around. And it's actually a good show. But yeah, sorry Eddie, I couldn't answer your question like fully there, because honestly nothing comes to mind, unfortunately.
I,
Oh man.
I,
And Skull brought up Ohio State. I'm so pissed. Like the one collegiate football game I went to in my entire life, Michigan State versus Ohio State, and Michigan State lost to Ohio State by 1 fucking point.
Damn.
I am so pissed to this day. Oh man, I'm so pissed. That was back
Fate
in that
worse than
was
death.
Oh, it was awful. 1 point. Oh, it was like 17-18. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, I was so pissed. Like, really? Come on. Damn it.
oh,
I know
man.
Skull's very uneven about that. He's like, see, Michigan State lost, but Ohio State won.
If it's a game between the two of them, uh, y- you know, uh, I,
Choose your
I
words carefully.
I have to make an enemy mine with the green. Uh, so they're at least from my home state.
I,
With the
I
green.
and I feel and Skull, I feel the same way about Michigan too. If it's Michigan versus Ohio State, yeah, it's not a contest for me.
Cat
Okay,
over.
TTP's no longer safe. I'm fighting for you.
Yeah, cat over here is saying like, watch out for your answer or whatever. Listen,
Yeah.
I know that whenever we meet up next, I'm getting hit in the head with a bottle. So
A
it's,
bottle or a toilet paper roll?
who's to say? Yeah, that's your decision. Uh, but I
Oh.
I think we can surmise TTP's answer then as perhaps a concert where the performers or the technicians are not at 100%.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Kat, your answer.
Oh man, the only thing that I can think of, and like this was years ago, and trying not to steer the conversation into political territory, but my dad during the 2008 election took us to DC like 4 times that year to watch one of the candidates give a speech. It was so boring.
Okay, so
Could imagine.
Cat's not one for rallies. Gotcha.
Hmm.
No.
Well,
I mean, politics is kind of boring anyway, so can't blame her.
Yeah.
where's Taco Tuesday, damn it?
True.
No one has ever put it into place. It's about damn time. Uh,
I think the one rally I can get behind is with Homer Simpson. Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito?
yeah, exactly. Uh, so there you go, Eddie. The answers are shit. I forgot my backup answer already. Oh wait, no, mosh pits. Yeah, mosh pits. Uh, 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 Trip's answer was remind me. uh,
Country music.
Country music, and TTP's was shitty concerts, and Katz's rallies of a political nature. Uh, so, with all that said, maybe we could, get another one of these together because I know that there was several things that I kind of had on my list that we didn't quite get to. Um, and I'm sure others would maybe have some stories of their own, but that's a bridge that we'll cross later. Uh, so uh, to my party here, thank you so much for coming on in and sharing your experiences with in-person events.
Heck yeah.
I'm just glad I managed to get here.
You were
I
here for
agree.
most of it.
I agree on a part 2. This could easily be a part 2.
Yeah. Uh,
Preferably where I'm home and I'm not able, and I don't have to just sit outside of the fucking Walmart parking lot the whole time.
oh man.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I hope that you, the viewing or listening audience, enjoyed our rambles as well. And if you would like to attend the live recording session for Memory Lane Buddies, as we're doing now, you can become a channel member at the Memory Lane Buddies viewer level. And again, that will give you access not only to the podcast live as it's happening. You can jump into the chat and interact with us, but also, vote on the topic of an episode, submit the viewer question, so on and so on. So that'll just about do it for episode 18 here. We've made it through another one. So again, thank you so much. To you, the audience, and to my co-hosts as well. And we'll see you next time. So, with all that said, I've been Skull 902.
I'm Kat.
I'm TTP.
Trip.
Thank you for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.